Hey y'all, hey y'all, come on in. How y'all doing tonight? I'm going to do this faceless tonight because that's just what I want to do tonight. So, welcome in, y'all. I hope you're having a good night. Hey, Miss Sexy Ray, I see you in the chat. Welcome. It's Lady Isis, your favorite spiritual detective. And as you can see, based off the thumbnail and the title of this live, we are going to be talking about Killa Kenz exposing the real comedian Latrese Harris, who happens to be his mother. Now, if you are not aware of who Killa Kenz is or Latrese Allen is, I'm going to show you who they are. I know some years back that they had went viral because Latrese Allen does videos, or supposed to be funny videos, about real life in a sense, but she uses her children as, you know, actors and actresses in her type of content. And it's been for years, like maybe 15 years or so. I haven't been keeping up with them since they went viral some years ago. And, because I really didn't think that she was that funny. Not to me. Some things she do is, some things she does is not. And it does seem inappropriate for children to be involved in. But we're going to dive into that as well. But what's important here is that her son, Killa Kenz, is the name that he goes by. He has just been airing his mother out. And I say that lightly because he really just telling his story. It's not really about him trying to expose her per se, but with the truth, and when you speak your truth, that means anybody can get it. It's not tailored to, oh, I'm gonna tell half the truth to make you look good just because you my mother. No. And I don't even think it has anything to do with him not loving her either. It's just is what it is, and he's using this opportunity to speak his truth and gain a coin from it at the same time, because he said that he was dealing with some housing issues and things like that. And since then, his mother has taken him speaking his truth as him being the devil or being an evil person to her, and basically disrespecting her for speaking about how she treated him growing up and the different things that he had experienced while in her household. So he talks about this, and I'm going to show some videos. I don't have all the videos, but I do got about maybe 20 videos or so, and they merged together. No, it's not merged together, but we're going to watch it back to back, and it's going to seem like it's merged together, and talk about this topic of narcissistic mothers, because that's exactly what is given. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Hey, Angela, I see you in the chat. Hello. I thought that this was an important topic. I know a lot of people deal with narcissistic parents, and in particular, narcissistic mothers in this case, and how detrimental it could be, and how having to come to terms with dealing with a narcissistic parent who doesn't want to take accountability and thinks that you expressing how you feel and your truth of the matter or the situations that took place in childhood, even adulthood, and how they just don't want to accept it, or they'll gaslight you to no end, to the point where they would rather become your enemy than take accountability for their toxic and narcissistic behavior. So I think that this is a topic that we need to talk to amongst each other, especially as a Black community, about narcissistic Black mothers. Okay. And speaking from my own experience, I know exactly what he was going through and what he's experienced. It's like at the same time you love your mother, but at the same time, in the same breath, it's like, but you're mistreating me, you're abusing me, you know, you treat me like somebody on the street and I really don't like it. And then the exploitation, and, you know, Black mothers got a thing where they love to call people and talk about their kids and talk about what they did and things like that. That's exploitation. So I just think that it's depth to this topic. You know, it's only scratching the surface. I could talk about narcissistic mothers for a long ass time. I've been talking about it for years, and at this current moment, because I've spoken my truth, me and my, what I like to call matrix mother, is estranged at this point because of the disrespect and the lack of accountability. Hey, Hustle and Scrubs, I see you in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So here we go. Here goes some videos where he's pretty much unpacking his story over on TikTok. So make sure you go over there and watch the complete series on TikTok, okay?
Okay, on today's episode of Already Happened, so you can't shame me for it, bitch.
Let me know if y'all can hear
good. I got evicted. Hey, not once, but twice. Oh, shit. If y'all watch long enough, bitch, I might be able to get me a new place. If I get enough views, bitch, I might be able to get me a house, bitch. What? Okay, boom. Let me just speed through. Let me give y'all, let me turn my accent up a little bit so I could talk real fast. I was trying to code switch, but fuck that. Me and mama got into it at the beginning of my senior year. She put me out October of my senior year. I had to move in with my uncle. I was out of school for like a month or two. Boom, I ended up getting back at school for my senior year. My uncle tells me, by the time you graduate, you need to have your money together because you might have to get your own place. I don't really think that you can move with us. As time get closer for graduation, he tell me like, oh yeah. Like, you definitely need to have your money to get your own shit. So I saved up some money. I ain't have much, but I saved up some shit. I had like three. I did blow the money that I made, ain't gonna lie to y'all, because I was making so much fast money. Shit, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some more. Fuck it, bitch. I'm gonna be able to stack up at least 10 bands. I did not stack up 10 bands. I did not stack up 10 bands. I did not stack up 10 bands. I left with about 3, 4, but I made it happen. Got approved for the apartment 2 months after graduation at 18. Bitch, who's doing it like me? As you could tell, an 18-year-old who feel like they could navigate the world through the money that they making on social media. Bitch, I was making thousands of dollars in class. School didn't mean nothing to me. I've been to 16 different schools throughout my whole life. School didn't mean shit to me, for real. Once I figured out it was about learning, and them bitches wasn't teaching me, they wasn't learning me about how to make no money, I didn't give a fuck what they was talking about. Fuck them.
And the boy is funny. Boss T, no, you haven't missed that much. I just got started maybe like 5-10 minutes ago or so.
Man, but you know, months went on. I was paying my rent on time. I ain't gonna lie. The first month, my uncle helped me out. He gave me an additional $1,000. But he told me, like, man, you need to get on your shit, bro. You playing, like, you tripping, dog. Like, for real, you grown as fuck now. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Even though I was still a child. But hey, I was 18, so legally I was an adult. So I did what the fuck legal adults do, is bitch navigate the world through their own. And money started to slow up, bitch. Money on the internet, it started to slow up. And I missed 1 month, and then I missed another month, and then I had missed 1 more month, and I had missed 1 more month, and they was really trying to work with me. Motherfucking landlord even told me, like, hey, come down, like, sign this paper, we'll let you leave. You're a first-time renter. We don't want this to fuck your credit up. Come sign this paper, you will let you leave debt-free. I was scared, bitch. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I'm like, who I'm gonna go live with? Like, I can't go live with nobody I made friends with in Atlanta because I feel like a bitch to tell my business, bro. So I ended up moving with my cousin, and I think this story time was long enough. Man, they ended up coming to, man, I was in there asleep, bro. The police found my weed. If y'all want part 2, bro, just tell me. This shit crazy. Okay, let me explain what my mama put me out real fast. My mama is gonna see this video and say, I treat all my kids the same, but I guarantee you, none of my siblings will ever have to go through any of this. So all that shit go out the window. She definitely don't treat her kids the same. I love my mama though. Don't get me wrong. Never trying to bash her. but we're going to talk truth about actions. For my mom put me out at 15 first, right, y'all? Then I ended up coming back after 2 years. I came back at 17. This is my auntie put me out for whatever reason and she could find. Like, I really feel like she was just tired of me being there. I really think that's really all it came down to. I wasn't no bad child. I actually went to school and got better grades than her kids. But, I don't know, I think she was just tired of me for real. That was really it. But when I came back from with my mom, I was still like this sheltered version of myself before I left. It was just like being there was so depressing for me. I stayed in the room all the time. I did whatever I could to avoid issues, and issues still arose. Like, boom, it was 4, 5 grown motherfuckers in the house, yet somebody said something to me about washing dishes when we all able-bodied in this bitch, and I haven't done nothing to contribute to the mess. But that's neither here nor there. This stuff matters because this is what led up to me getting put out the second time. It was like built up stuff over time because my mama is the type, she likes to nitpick. She likes to nitpick. She can't never just let shit be. She can't never give grace. She can't never be patient. She can't never just chill. She got to do the most every single motherfucking time. I'm going to say this one more time. I love my mother dearly, but we're going to talk truth in actions. The one specific incident that got me put out again at 17 to go live with my uncle was the pettiest shit ever. My mom is a narcissist. These are not bad things. This is not a bad thing. Acknowledging that is not a bad thing. Acknowledging that is the first step to actually healing. My mom is a narcissist. She's very narcissistic. I have narcissistic tendencies as well due to my mom being a narcissist. However, in this situation, I wasn't wrong. In most situations, I wasn't wrong. In most situations, I was really just doing teenage shit, doing kid shit, being a fucking jock. My mom had a warehouse for her business or whatever. And this specific day, we was there all day packing orders. So she decided to order lunch. Lunch took about an hour to come in. I don't know if she was aggravated from being hungry. I don't know what the fuck the case was. But she told me to go get some forks for the food. So as I'm walking, I hear you. I just go do what you told me to do. Okay, and that's all. So I walk in to go get the motherfucking utensils. She come rushing in behind me. Oh, put that motherfucking phone down. Da, da, da. Can I grab what I need real quick? I couldn't even grab what I need. I'm trying to explain to her. I'm grabbing what you told me to grab right now. You didn't give me the chance to grab it because I didn't move as fast as you wanted me to. And she got mad and she tried to swing on me. Mind you, all of this is on camera. Girl, after she do all that, it's this big, she does the most. She calls my uncle, oh, he gotta go. He can't stay here, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I just sat here for hours helping her. I sat here for hours helping her package orders all day. Now I'm disrespectful and I'm the worst child in the world and she motherfucking hate me damn near. So I call my friends. She gets on motherfucking Facebook Live and broadcasts this whole incident and tries to diminish my character and have these people, having grown-ass, old-ass ladies attack me. The fact that I'm moving with so much grace for my mama to this day, she should be thankful, for real. Bro. But they fucking attacking me because she done got on here and lied to these people telling me so I hit her, all of this shit. It was so fucking crazy, y'all. Now let's talk about how CPS took me and my siblings from my mama. Because y'all probably like, how all of this shit happening but nobody stepping in to help. I'm from Florida and it was hurricane season. So my mama basically like made a skit about a hurricane or whatever. And she wanted me like to throw shit in the background. Make it seem like the wind was just like blowing shit. So she was telling me like, oh, to throw my sister or whatever. I threw my sister, but my sister slipped and landed on her ass. And all of that was on camera. So she started crying or whatnot on camera. And when my mama posted that skit, people started reporting her to CPS for child abuse. And that wasn't our first time having CPS in our business because I remember when I got pulled from class in 3rd grade, and they was asking me questions and shit. And as I got to answering shit, I was answering innocently. Bitch, I come home, she done beat my motherfucking ass. But I digress. Back to what I was saying. People were sending that video to CPS and reporting her for child neglect and abuse and all of that. So they come out, they interview us. Naturally, A black mother don't want to treat her children right, but she don't want to lose them either. She don't want to embrace them. She don't want to make sure that they straight set up financially for their future. But she don't want to lose her kids. It's going to be so embarrassing if she lose her kids. So she trains us and tells us, oh, don't tell them people shit, da-da-da-da-da, they going to take y'all away. Basically she scared the fuck out of all of us, like coaching us on what to say, basically. And shit, that's what happened. The first go round, my mama won the case because it was like, there was no neglect in the video. I guess people would still make a report. So about a week later, CPS came back and they said, we feel you abuse your children. And they took us from my mama. They went about it completely fucking wrong. And I'm still against the system to this day because of that shit. It was like, they was right, but they just went about it wrong. Like, she was doing fucked up shit, but y'all went about it wrong. And y'all so lucky because this story trickle off into why I don't fuck with my daddy's side for real. But anywho, my grandma, we end up having to move in with my grandma, my dad's mom. After you get settled in the home, they do a checkup. They have you come to the office, ask you some questions, ask you what you need, shit like that. Really try to figure out how they could, really try to evaluate how they could assess you. For real, for real. They made me and my siblings go individually, and they was asking us different things, different questions. They started asking me questions she didn't train me for. So I shut down. I wasn't even responding. I just stopped talking because I didn't want to tell on my mama. So he made the psychiatrist made my grandma come in the room. This is my dad, mom. And she basically like, you need to, this is to help your mom. You need to tell these people the truth so your mom could get help. So that's what the fuck I did. I told them people the truth. I told them the truth about how I was treated differently, got my ass whooped, how she had us running out of stores, stealing. I just told the truth, bitch. I knew the way that she was treating me wasn't right. I knew shit wasn't right. I knew deep down in my spirit. But I felt like shit, if this is gonna get her help, bitch, then let's try for real. When I was like 13? Bitch, I was 13. I genuinely believed that they was gonna help her. Bitch, my mama told me that them people was the enemy and they was gonna take us away from her and we was never gonna see her again. Bitch, naturally, I was not gonna want to tell on my mama. Do y'all know my mama held resentment towards me for telling on her? Because after I told, that drug the case out for like damn near 3 years. And we jumped from house to house to house to house. And I hope my siblings understand, like, I wasn't trying to hurt them in any type of way. My mama used to tell my siblings shit like, oh yeah, he hates y'all and da-da-da. Like, it was mental warfare. These are fucking little.
And it's weird that he mentioned that she said what she said to his siblings, because she's still doing that now. She's still triangulating her son right here, her oldest son that we see on the screen, to his younger siblings. I think she got 3 younger children. One is a set of twins, so that's 2, and then a daughter. So 2 boys and a daughter, and then this is her oldest son. But she still, when in real time, she's triangulating her younger kids against him, making it seem like he's problematic. He's the reason that I'm not taking care of him. He's disrespectful to me. And, these are my kids. These are my pride and joy. These are the ones that I'm going to take care of. Matter of fact, she just made a video talking about that she took him off her will and trust. Like, she don't even want to leave him shit when she died. This is how much she can't stand her own son.
Kids, you telling them I hate them. With me being the oldest and no father figure present, I was the second parent, boo. My kids, my siblings is damn near like my kids. My mama can say whatever. I helped raise them. I helped a lot. And mind you, this is before my mama put me out at 15. Way before my mama put me out at 15. And I had already spent a majority of my life jumping house to house, being thrown off on people by my own mom, bitch. I felt like a motherfucking puppy, an accessory. I don't feel like she wanted a child for real. It's probably gonna be like 3-4 parts to this story because the shit I faced.
And I know that feeling. I say that all the time. Like, my family, my mother in particular, she always made me feel like I was an inconvenience. Like, unless I make her look good in some type of way, it's the only time I felt like she'll show some type of empathy, care, concern if it affected her and her reputation. Other than that, I always felt like a burden to my own mother. That shit's sad and sick.
In that motherfucking system, jumping house to house with family, bro.
Thank you, Miss Sexy Ray. I see you in the chat.
Okay, y'all. This is part 2 as to why CPS took us from my mama. Well, really just the experience throughout the system. I started off at my grandma's house or whatever. We're going to say Grandma V. This is Grandma V. I'm at Grandma V's house. This is my dad's mom. Keep track of this name. Y'all know how kids who spent most of their life sheltered act when they go to college? You know, like that, how they just be doing shit? Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did when I got to my grandma's house. I'm not even gonna hold you. I gave my grandma hell. I was bad as fuck. Man, I really needed my ass whooped a couple times. I was fighting. I was getting suspended from school. I had got 29 referrals in the span of 3 months. And the only reason I didn't get expelled from the fucking school and sit the triad was because the principal of the school was cousins with my dad's mom, Grandma V. But that really wasn't the only reason that I was acting out. My mama, we were still getting visitations with my mom. And my mom had informed me that my grandma was receiving a check. My grandma was receiving a check for us. So we sitting here at my grandma's house, you know, she acting like we just on her budget. And she can't do nothing. But apparently the whole time, I guess CPS was giving her a check. I'm not sure though, because I was a child, bitch. Ain't nobody showed me no check coming in no mail. My mama told me my grandma was getting a check. I think my grandma just got tired of me, for real. Like, and everybody was so quick to label me as the troubled child and just wash their hands with me, so I showed my ass. I gave them what the fuck they deserved. To this day, my grandma don't know. One night I overheard her on the phone with one of my aunties talking about, yeah, he's not my grandson no more. My daddy don't even know that. I still have yet to tell my dad that I heard her with my own 2 ears. She was making me sleep in the den where the dog's at with no AC and locking the door. So I can't come in her house and use the bathroom late at night. Telling me don't ask my granddad for no money, but letting my... Okay, whooping my motherfucking siblings' ass, motherfucking all types of shit. Mind y'all, before all of this, it had been years since I fucking talked to my grandma. So I was gonna give her grace and say maybe she didn't deserve it. But no, nobody on my daddy's side really made the effort to reach out and speak to me for real. Nobody. So I will say, I didn't come there being bad. I didn't start off being bad. But as time went on, motherfuckers showed their true colors, and it was what it was. All that time had passed, I guess she was just fed the fuck. Specific night, she told me to get out her car, but not to go in her house. Oh, okay. Hometown not that big, so I walked my motherfucking ass to my great grandma's house. My mom's mom. My great grandma stayed watching me as a child, anyways, in a motherfucking wheelchair. I didn't mind getting the fuck on, and I went with my grandma. Another thing, Grandma V, she would do weird shit like tell me I can't go over to my great grandma's house to see her and talk to her and spend time with her. After I basically ran away after she told me not to go in her house. Shit, I was at grandma's house, cooling it. Shit was going smooth for the time being. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't gonna lie, it was one time Grandma V came over there and I had to hide in my great grandma. I had a closet. I had to hide in her closet because I'm not going back over there. I don't know why you came over here to get me. Go ahead and get a caseworker, my great grandma number and her address, and tell her this is where I'm gonna be. Girl, CPS said since my grandma was in a wheelchair, she was not fit to take care of me, and they had to find somewhere else for me to go. This is where I went to go live with my auntie Sharika. And y'all might view me just a little differently after all of this. Hey, boom. This is part 3 as to why CPS took me and my siblings from my mom. CPS said, hell no, your great grandma can't take care of you. This motherfucker's in a wheelchair. So I evidently had to go somewhere else. They found somewhere for me to go. I went with my auntie Sharika. My auntie Sharika already had 2 kids and a man. So they was in a 2-bedroom apartment. Space was something, it was scarce, boo. But my auntie let me in with open arms. And one thing I can say is that my auntie didn't deserve none of the bullshit that I put her through. Literally none of it. The same shit that I was doing at Grandma V house, stealing, fighting, getting in unnecessary ass trouble. I was doing that same shit at Auntie Sharika house. But see, the difference was my Auntie Sharika and my Uncle Chris actually made an effort, somewhat of an effort, to try to understand. They gave me grace. They gave me patience because, they understood the situation and how that could affect somebody. They understood how going house to house, being in the system could affect someone. But I was just not ready to stop being bad. I was, 14 at this point? Bitch, I wasn't ready to stop being bad. Bitch, I'm stealing. I done stole his weed, took it to school, got caught with it. Stole an iPhone from Walmart. Had to go to teen court for that. When I say they did everything in their power to try to help.
But like, is it really him being bad, or is it him just being a product of his environment? Because he also stated in the upcoming videos, or I probably pull it up or something like that. But his mama had them stealing out the stores and standing on the streets, y'all, holding signs, basically begging for money. Like, is it really bad, or is just him doing what he used to doing?
In some way, shape, or form, I think that's why I was trying to actively work with them. Like, I wasn't bad the whole time that I was there. I got on my IEP behavioral plan. Like, I was doing good. I had went from behavioral classes to back to regular classes. I was actively trying, but I still always ended up fucking up.
And then you got to think about it. When you have a narcissistic parent, your psyche is all discombobulated. It's all discombobulated. You, like you just say, he was on an IEP. Not saying that all kids that have an IEP, you know, has a harsh environment and traumatized environment. Sometimes it just is what it is. They may just learn different. But in a case like this, that's mental trauma. So you can't even think straight in school. You can't even, you know, succeed in a way that you would have if you had a healthy, safe, emotionally safe environment. I can guarantee you she was emotionally draining and don't have no sense of emotional intelligence, you know. So that's the downside, and a harsh downside of having a narcissistic parent. It's just layers to that shit, and it affects your whole life, your whole thinking process. It's crazy.
Me stealing my uncle weed was the last straw.
Yeah, he is, Angela.
So I'm not coming to get him. And she hung up. They cuffed me, take me to the holding cell, and my auntie eventually come get me. She don't say a word. She didn't say goodbye. That's how I know I hurt her so bad. Like, that's how I knew my actions had hurt her so bad. She didn't say nothing. She took me to that shelter and she dropped me off. And I couldn't do nothing but be disappointed in myself.
And that be the thing too. People can want to help that child so bad, but when they don't have the love from their mother, and then he, like he said, his father had been in prison since he was born. He said his father never been in his life. He just got out of prison sometime last year, and I think he said he's 21. So he's been in prison for 20 years. You know, he was just acting out to the fact that he was not getting the love that he needed and desired from his mother. That's what this is, and that's what it was for me and for a lot of people, you know.
So this is my second time back to the shelter, and after my first time there, I'm telling them, oh, I ain't never coming back. Bitch, I was back. Bitch, my bags, everything I ever owned was already there. My auntie put me the fuck out, and bitch, I ended up getting put out the shelter. I'm gonna go over all this shit with y'all.
Like he getting put out of everywhere. He just trauma after trauma after trauma.
So this is part 4 of why CPS took us from my mama. Okay, I go from with my auntie Sharika. I done gave her all these problems. I ended up moving with my auntie Cece. Out of every person house I went to, I want my auntie Cece to know when I make it, she could get 10 acres and a motherfucking mule. She treated me like a young adult. Like, she didn't treat me like no child and then adultify me. She treated me like a young adult. She gave me a respectful space to express myself. We sat down and we talked daily, and it's just like, I didn't give her no issues. I didn't give her no fucking problems, y'all. I didn't get into a single fight. I didn't get suspended once. I didn't even get in school motherfucking suspension. They never called her home about me, about behavior, none of that.
The
only thing that I did so bad at my auntie Cece house was I had left and I didn't clean my room. I was like 2 hours away. She called me. She talking that shit. Don't leave this motherfucking room like this no more. Auntie, my bad. I'm sorry. I understand. And that was that. My auntie talked to me about my sexuality. She was a fucking angel in disguise. And I just thank God for her. She was fucking struggling and she still took me in. She was struggling and took me in. By the time I got to my auntie Cece house, we didn't have much time left within the case. This is why I had to leave my Auntie Cece house. My mama was upset that my Auntie Cece was giving me freedom, allowing my best friend to stay the night, bro, allowing me to go places. Bro, my mama was pissed. She hated that I became my own person. She hated that I said fuck everything she tried to mold me into and went out and discovered on who the fuck I was on my own. Y'all talking about she was so mad. She was so mad she made me cut my hair. She was so mad she made me cut my hair. She was like, oh, you don't got the power. I got the power.
See, that's abuse. That something like that happened in my family. My auntie made my sister, not my sister, my auntie made my cousin. She cut my cousin bald, a girl, to show her exactly what he just said, that she in charge, and to humble her or whatever the fuck. Like, that's abuse. You don't discipline a child by cutting their hair off to make them feel ugly. Like, that's crazy right there.
I'm in control. She was on a power trip. And she was trying to let me know, like, oh yeah, pretty soon you're gonna be getting ready to come back with me. But I didn't want to go back. I even told the caseworker that. I'm like, I would rather stay here. I think I would rather stay here. The caseworker tells me, well, you can't stay here because if you stay here, the case remains open. And I guess they was ready to wrap it up or whatnot. Do y'all know my mama got on live and had her followers attacking my Auntie Cece, sending her death threats and all? She got on live and lots of these people saying that my auntie was trying to keep her child away from her, and my Auntie Cece called me in her room crying, tears running down her face. She like, nah, you can't stay here. This is too much. Like, I gotta go. I can't. She's like, you gotta go. I can't deal with this. So I had to suck it up, and I had to go back home. And so much shit happened after that. My mama stopped. My mama pretended. Man, all of this shit, bitches, crazy.
That's warfare. That's some wicked shit.
I'm going to try to make this the final part as to why CPS took me and my siblings from my mom. It's so many details, I don't even really know where to start. We got back home January, I believe, of 2018. I think time passes, they closed the case. Everything was all right at first. But I want y'all to remember I left the house when I was 12. I'm 15, about to be 16 now. So a sense of self-identity, all of that, I had it. An idea of who I wanted to be in the world, I had it. I had my own sense of...
Make sure y'all hit that like button if you in the chat or you watching from the bushes. Hit the like button. Shout out to the silent supporters and my members and everybody that's going to catch this replay. Shout out to y'all.
When I left the house, when we got taken by CPS, my mama was still buying my clothes. My mama was bipolar, and she'll tell you her motherfuckers out. My mom will tell you I'm a habitual liar. But that's because she never made me feel comfortable telling her the truth. Every time I tell her the truth, it ended up on the internet, on live, on Facebook, or it ended up thrown back into my face some way, shape, or form. Mamas love to scream, oh, I know my child. My mama can't even tell you my favorite color. Like the little basic shit that my mama needs to know, she don't even know that. My mama didn't take an effort to get to know me outside of being her child. You didn't sit me down and talk to me and ask me about nothing I had just experienced. You was just so fixated on what you had went through and how hard it was for you to get your kids back. When if you was on your shit in the first place, your kids wouldn't have never, One thing I learned about life is people can only uphold their facade for so long. My mama already said she don't believe in therapy and she's not changing. So the story time's not gonna end here. When my siblings old enough, they may have some shit to tell. My brother's already talking about how they ready to move out when they turn 18. They just became teenagers. Once them people closed that case, my mama was like, oh, bitch, it's time for payback. The first big incident that happened when I got back was her pulling up to where I'm walking from school, hopping out of her car and trying to fight me in front of everybody because I got a referral for talking. I didn't get put out of class. I didn't get none of that. The teacher wrote me a referral for talking. And that's where the fuck it started. It all went downhill from there. She started nitpicking at me about the type of music I was listening to, saying I want my little brothers to go turn out to be bitches. And I'm harder than some of the niggas that she know. Like, it was crazy. I remember we got into this big argument because she wanted me to go to this, like, Brotherhood of Men, like, program that I had already been to. And now that I was out, open and gay, that was not a space for me. That wasn't a space for me. And she wanted me to go back to toughen me up. And she was upset. Talk about, bitch, you should want to change. Like, she was ashamed of what the fuck I needed to change for. Bitch, you need to. But shortly after, She sent me to a military academy. She was just doing whatever she could to try to break me. She felt like the military academy was going to like just be so hard.
So she thought that sending him somewhere to toughen him up was going to make him become manly. I don't think mothers realize just how much influence they have on their sons turning out to be feminine or masculine. I think that the concept that a man being around it'll make the child, be more manly and know manly things. It's that mother. If she's because what the mother has the power to do is place her children in an identity crisis. So you telling him that he's gay, he's a sissy, he's gonna be this, and stop letting whatever the hell she was saying to him. I can only imagine. But that contributes to him having an identity crisis on top of probably being SA'd as well, because you off busy doing whatever the hell you're doing, chasing behind niggas and trying to be a comedian online and going viral and all of that, because she is a very popular personnel on social media. I don't know if y'all know exactly who she is, but we're definitely going to play some of her videos so y'all see. But the point is, mothers have more power than we have been led to believe, especially when it comes to molding our sons.
Kind of irritated when I got there and telling her like, oh, it's still fights, it's still drama, it's just like regular high school. It's not. It was like she got a kick out of me being down. I don't know what it was about. But when we first moved to Georgia and we was living in College Park and my mama got that first house, baby, when we got to Georgia, it was over with. I was isolated. We didn't have no family members. We stayed in damn near in the middle of the fucking forest. And this is where I started getting bullied by my own fucking mama. She pulled a gun out on me. This is where the endless lies, every time I made a mistake, started. There was nobody there to witness. But she can control the narrative because she had to follow. She could always take my phone, was always checking my socials, all of that. But now I can't be silenced. So to everybody seeing like, oh, you telling it all, I damn sure am.
Putting a gun up to your son is crazy as delusional psychopath shit.
Okay, so I'm going to answer some of y'all frequently asked questions. Here we go. How could you still love your mom after all of that fucked up shit she did to you? Because I know deep inside my mama is just a hurt individual. I stay on my mama's ass because I know she's capable of empathy, compassion, understanding, just like the next human being, because she's faced the same hardships she's put me through. Why comes...
Well, the thing is, narcissists, they weaponize empathy. They know how to imitate empathy, but they don't know how to embody and truly express empathy. So I beg to differ there a little bit. Perhaps he's still learning about narcissism, because they lack accountability or the desire to take accountability for their behaviors, right? They don't have it in them to truly embody empathy, and that's what's required to evolve.
About it. My mama has documented our whole life on social media. Everything I'm telling y'all is just a retell. Y'all have already seen it. And if you haven't seen it, then the proof is in the pudding. All you gotta do is go back and look and scroll. Nothing is private at this point. It's no point in keeping trying to hide or delete anything. This is my life, bitch, and I'm gonna own it, bitch, and I'm gonna talk about it. Bitch, I'm gonna turn my pain into profit. How can you still be in contact or still love your life? I'm not in contact with my mama. I don't talk to my motherfucking mama. Some people saying, why now? Why bring back all this family drama? Da da da. This ain't no motherfucking family drama. This is my life story.
And that'd be crazy too with families, y'all, or people in general. The moment you start speaking your truth about your experience with your mother, because we've been programmed to think that, society's been programmed to think that we have to honor thy mother, thy father, and you can't, express yourself. And if you do, it's disrespectful. You can't talk back to your parents, and you can't, that's what society want people to think. And for the society to gaslight you and make you feel bad about speaking your truth, look, I don't give a damn. I'm going to speak my truth regardless. Because like he said, once you stand up to your first bully, my first bully was my mama. And I had to stand up to her and I had to let her know, I don't need you. I take care of myself. I take care of my own kids. I feed myself. At this point, I don't need you for anything. So you have to either respect me, or you're going to have to be on the outside looking in, and barely doing that because I'm at a distance. So, it's just, I hate that society pushes that narrative that you got to respect your parents no matter what. Now, what I will say is I'd rather keep my distance from my mother than disrespect her, because it's not my MO to just flat out disrespect her. But she has placed me in situations where she physically attacked me, and I have no choice but to defend myself. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm going to whoop your ass. You try to jump on me, but that ain't my MO to just attack her. No, but they will take your truth as an attack, like you're physically harming them because you're telling the world about this facade that they've been putting on, and this mask is slipped off and people starting to see the real them. Let me hit play, y'all.
See that she done fucked y'all mind up so bad. Y'all thinking this shit is everything a skit. No, this is my life story. This is shit that actually fucking happened to me. I really just want y'all to stay tuned because this shit ain't nowhere near over. I got stories probably to tell for the next 365 days. Another question is, oh, do you think she treated you differently because of your sexuality? Yes, and also other reasons. I believe there was a multitude of reasons. One of the main reasons being my dad didn't have a relationship, and I was her first child. She named me after my father without even having a relationship with my dad. I feel like my mama had expectations of what she wanted her first son to be like. And when I wasn't that, she didn't give a fuck. And what I'm seeing is confirmed because as I'm growing, I'm supposed to be the man of the house while also being a child. Living in a state of indoctrination. I also feel like colorism could play a part too, because I'm the darkest of my mama kids, and I'm the only child that's not mixed. I didn't want to be viewed as a homophobe, so in order to make her react.
And that colorism topic is a real thing, and I speak a lot about that on TikTok. Well, I used to anyway. That's a real thing in the Black family. They do treat the lighter kids better than the dark ones, even if they birth them. I just had a girl the other day talking about, in front of her kids, her kids, she say, them I like all the light ones, them mad. And then she pointed to her dark one, like, except him, he ain't. And I'm like, damn, like that. Why do Black families do that? But again, that go back to slavery, y'all. That's a whole nother fucking topic. But that needs to stop. That needs to stop.
Granted, she tried to blow my actions out of proportion. Basically pull a fucking smear campaign to make herself look less bad. I could talk about anything that I experienced in the house growing up because I was used as a scapegoat for content for a year. Getting my motherfucking head knocked between the washer and dryer for not remembering the words to a fuck ass skit. It's literal skits where she has 9-year-old me acting like a fucking dog, putting a dildo in my mouth.
Whoa. I think I missed that. He said his mother had him put a dildo in his mouth. But then on one of her videos, she said her boyfriend, and I'm going to pull it up. Her boyfriend caught him, somebody caught him trying to put one in his backside, child. And she went in there and did some old crazy shit to him. Y'all, listen. Let me hit play because it's crazy.
World was the first time she caught me watching porn. I told my mom I wanted to be a model. She said, look at your teeth. Who would want you to model for them? That's not even the surface. My mama gonna be heavy in a lot of my traumas because she's the only parent I had my whole fucking life, bro. Whole fucking life.
She can't blame nobody else.
This is my first year having my dad out of prison. Again, I'm 21 now. These are not current events. This is just my life story. I found an ethical way to make money until I could find a job. So, bitch, I'm going to talk about all of it.
Oh, okay. You say she'll strike my page. Child.
When I first got put out at 15, my mama sent me to live with my best friend. My mama didn't send me to live. She didn't find no family for nobody to call me or nothing. She was trying to prove to me that nobody was going to have my back. So she called my best friend asking for his mom, telling her, oh, yeah, would you get him, da-da-da-da-da. And she said yes. My best friend mom, I consider her my second mom. I call her mom. She said, yes, he can come. Hell yes, he can come. She woke up out her sleep. Yes, he can come. My best friend mom already had like, I think 5 kids of her own. So she could have said, hell no, he can't come here. I don't have no room for him. I'm not gonna talk about my best friend mom living situation, but she wasn't fucking well off. She didn't have no fucking big ass house and a nice ass car. She was making ends meet her damn self. So the fact that she let me come was a blessing to me. This is where my auntie Teresa come into the picture. Now, I'm gonna be honest. My auntie Teresa really not that bad. She ain't really did shit that was unforgivable. She just had her bird moments. And sometimes she was an asshole. For the most part, my auntie allowed us to do what we wanted as long as it wasn't no crazy shit. Like, we could go out on school nights and, you know, typical teenage rules. Like, be in my house by a certain time. Don't do this, don't do that. I didn't get in no fights at my auntie Teresa's house. No legal trouble. I didn't bring nobody in her house. I wasn't rebellious. I didn't come there starting no fights. None of that. But I was outspoken because I noticed a slight difference in treatment. I wasn't with that shit because you called my motherfucking phone and brought me here. You brought me here. And then my uncle was already homophobic. And you trying to tell me, oh, I gotta understand. No, tell him just don't say nothing to me. And that's what the fuck it was. My uncle didn't hate me because I was gay. He loved me as his nephew. He just didn't like the fact that I was gay. And that was enough for me to not really fuck with you. It was kind of crazy living in the house with a father figure and him not really acknowledging your presence for real, for real. But I can't say he tried. I don't applaud half-ass, but I can't say he tried. So my aunt didn't necessarily aid in no traumas herself. She was just an apologist. Knew how my mama was, but wouldn't speak up because she didn't have time for my mama. And she know how my mama is and shit like that. The only person who will call my mama out on her shit and go against the grain with my mama and not give a fuck about her attitude or all of the bullshit she's talking about is my great grandma. My mom do not like being called out on her shit, bro. She don't like when you just keep it real and tell it how it is. She be acting like she's so real, she's so raw. But when you call her out on her shit, her flaws, her bullshit, oh, baby, that's a whole different case. Another thing I did is I got caught in the old house smoking like twice. One of the times wasn't even my fault, but they didn't give a fuck. It was crazy because my uncle smoked in the house all the time, but it was his rules, so I didn't argue. The reason my auntie put me out is because she claimed my uncle went in my room and he found ashes in the crack of my window, so that mean I had to go. Mind y'all, this house was brand fucking new. I never smoked in my room once, but I did light an incense, and it was ashes from the incense on my windowsill. But she told me that he wasn't talking about those ashes. He saw those. He know what smoke and ashes look like. I really feel like they was just looking for any reason to put me out because my auntie Teresa was pregnant and they didn't want nobody to know. I was really supposed to be gone from my auntie house at that point in time because me and my cousin had got into it real bad about some childish shit, and she was trying to play with my mental. And I made a post, and everybody let me know, bitch, you not tripping. They're doing weird, grimy shit to you. So it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't fuck with my auntie, but I don't fuck with my auntie like that for real. Cause girl, you just as weird as everybody else. When I first started this TikTok shit, my auntie downplayed this shit so bad. I'm steady telling her about my achievements and the milestones I'm reaching. Oh, I got 10,000 followers. Cause watching this shit.
Look, a hater is a hater. And it sounded like he was surrounded by a bunch of hateful ass people that did not want to see him succeed. And he still succeeded. He's still succeeding now, even though he went through a bunch of struggles to get there. He got people donating to him and, helping him out. I think he's moving now with some roommates and things like that. His TikTok is thriving. I think both pages get about 1 million each page or whatever. So I think even with his family trying to prey on his downfall and his mother doing the same thing right now in real time, trying to prey on his downfall because she don't want to see him do any better. I think that anytime your parents are not doing everything they can to help you succeed, and that also go hand in hand with taking accountability, okay, then they're your enemy, period, point blank, period. So this is why I say treat your kids right behind closed doors so you won't have to run into this type of situation where they're exposing you and You know, they're speaking out about the abuse and the mental abuse, the psychological abuse and physical abuse. Treat your kids right in real life behind closed doors. Stop doing that shit for the internet. Stop doing that shit for the outsiders looking in. Stop doing that shit to be liked at the church and shit like that. Like, no, you really got to be that. Because your kids, they will tell the truth. The truth is in the pudding and the patterns. And it will come up and surface and bite you in your ass while you thinking you could treat your kids any old kind of way behind closed doors. Because I don't play about the kids. And I had my moments too where I had to get myself to get my mental together when it comes to my kids, but abusing them, no.
Actively in time was
Absolutely the fuck
she
not.
had snarky little slick comments about my following and all of this shit, man. Shit, little weird shit.
Let's go to
My mom's mom, bro. I never came across no fucking deadbeat grandma ever in my life until I came across my grandma. That's why when I say grandma, I'm referencing my great grandma because she's the only grandma figure. How the fuck, my grandma? For the longest time, my grandma probably couldn't even tell you what the fuck I look like. You ever heard of a woman being on child support? You probably have. But my grandma was. My mom's mom was on child support. My life is just an endless cycle of fucked up people fucking up people. And it ends with me. It stops motherfucking here. I don't think I even heard my grandma speak more than a couple sentences. I don't even know if my grandma held me as a baby. I don't even got no pictures with my grandma. That alone will show you how fucked up my family dynamic is. Can't nobody tell me my mama did a good ass job after her mama fucked her up as bad as she did. It was no way my mama was gonna be able to. She didn't go to therapy. She didn't do none of the inner works. She just told herself what she was and wasn't gonna do. And that shit ain't work. My mama didn't expect the parenting to be one way. But I'm pretty sure my mama told herself I would never do my child how my mama did me. But we don't get what the fuck we want when we're bringing another life into the world. Your child is going to think for themselves. Your child is going to have their own identity. Your child is going to like their own foods, music, whatever. And you're not going to have any control. I got one memory of my grandma. And that was when she came to my great-grandmother's house drunk as hell, promising to take me, my cousin, and my little auntie to fucking Disney World. That shit ain't never happened. It never fucking happened. She was an alcoholic with a gambling addiction. But I don't know. I guess she been trying to change. I'm not sure. So to all the people talk about tell what you did. You're obviously not listening because I've been telling what I've done. I've been telling what I've done, and nothing warranted the reaction that was given. I was not this just horrible child. There are plenty of lives where my mama is praising me. On the same platform, she was tearing me down. My mom is a walking contradiction. It's like, I don't understand what you guys aren't getting. I don't understand what you guys aren't getting. Because, like, I'm telling you, she had us isolated. She was controlling the narrative and blowing her reactions out of proportion to make me seem like a bad child. And you think I was a bad child, then obviously it worked. Because there have been plenty of lives where she, my son helps me out. My son, my biggest help. Da 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 da. It's plenty of lives where she admits to me being her biggest help, her biggest contributor. There's even lives of her referencing her own children as help, as for jokes and laughs and giggles. And I feel like anybody trying to tell me about my life through a phone screen is slow. I was trying to go through all these loopholes to try to find clips to show y'all what I'm talking about. But I had to realize that people truly cared what I was talking about. They would search like I told them to. It's all on YouTube. It's all on Facebook. It's all on the internet. I was facing all of this and still managing to get on TikTok every single day and literally just drown it out. Just posting my content. I know people been waiting on me to tell my story. And I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it. I'm profiting.
You know who his mama was till he started. And I've been following this Killa Kenz for a while on TikTok. I did not know that Latrese Allen was his mama. I had no idea till he started telling his story. I didn't even put it together.
Off my motherfucking pain, and I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. Bitches do artists. People do it in different. People do it in different ways. Artists release songs. Some bitches release paintings. Some bitches do write poems. I'm sharing it with the world and building a support system and changing my life with every single dime I make off of this shit. Every dime I make off of my content is going to be for changing my life. Like, that's why I'm posting. Because my story could change my life. I don't know who watching. And I don't know what opportunities could come my way. It's a multitude of things I want to do. I want to get into making music. I want to get into modeling. I want to pursue social media further. Really see how I can market myself and gain a following as a whole.
It's crazy because him talking about her makes you want to go find out who in the hell is this lady. Yes, Latrese Allen. It's spelled, look on the title of the video. I think that's how you spell it. She may have 3 E's in her name, but I got just 2. So Miss Sexy Ray said don't show her. You know, well, I'm a show what they got on TikTok. I mean, she can't be mad at motherfuckers sharing shit that she already put out there. This is stuff like he say, they have years and years and years of lives where she is abusing her kids or exploiting her kids or having them do skits and say things that children should not be doing skits and talking about. That's what she's done, all to get what? Money and to go viral. It's the internet that built this up for her and helped her push this narrative and had her thinking that it was okay. You know, he just telling his story behind the scenes. You know, how it was living in a household with her in real life. Some people just not going to see her for who she truly is, no matter how much he tell you about his experience, you know. But I don't like her. I don't like her content like that because it's not funny to me. And it always seemed like her kids are robots, like they being forced to do it sometime, or you know, or like they act. You know how you can just tell somebody acting. That's the vibe it gives. Boss, see what you say. You say I see it in the title. I'm definitely got to go see who she is because ain't no way. And you will be surprised. You might even know who she is if you see one of their old videos because she started off on it was YouTube and Facebook, but I think I saw them on Facebook some years ago.
Never considered my hurt ever. The end goal was always to elevate. Always. I already done faced turmoil for telling my truth. My story never changed. You can go back to my lives on Facebook. My Facebook is Killa Kenz. You can scroll down. My story never changed. I never changed my story one time. And people who were watching from the beginning, they know. Like, people who were there when this shit first popped off, they know. Like,
and she keep calling him a liar. She's saying he's a habitual liar. And she's saying that he's the devil. He's trying to attack her. And she said when she went in, the devil always sends somebody to try to tear you down. Now, she talking about her son. She calling her son the devil. And that's what narcissistic mothers who call themselves Christian will do. Instead of them taking full responsibility and accountability for the shit that they've done to their kids, they will gaslight the fuck out their kids and have them thinking that, oh, that didn't happen. I never did that. What are you talking about? No, it was your fault. I did this. And you made me do that. No, you are responsible for how you react to your own kids. You are responsible for not having self-control. If you don't have self-control, that's a you problem. You know, but she going around basically saying that he the devil for speaking his truth. And I watched her responses. I've seen what she had to say, because I don't like to just be like one-sided or seeming like I'm one-sided. But, we all base our perceptions off of our own experiences and things like that. I even detach from my own experience. But I can see where he coming from. And then I can also see where she coming from too. All I hear when she speak is a mother who is unhealed and thinking that money is going to always fix the problem. You can't buy your way out of healing. You have to heal and face the fact that your mother wasn't shit to you. and that you really is hurt about it, even at your big ass age. You're hurt that your mother was a drug addict, that she didn't love you, that you was in CPS hopping from pillow to post, ain't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You have to face that fact and that truth. And thinking like he said, thinking that you just gonna have kids and just say, oh, I'm not gonna do this to my kids. Trauma has a strong hold on your mind more than what you think. You repeat cycles if you don't transform them and become a better version of yourself and heal yourself. Avoiding therapy is not the answer. Black people, go to therapy. Okay, you need somebody to talk to about and help you unravel that shit. Burying it is not the answer. It does not go away. It affects your psychology, your psyche. Trauma does. Not having a family does, or not having that support system affects you more than what you may think. You running on autopilot just because you getting money, just because you can build a house, just because you got, cars and clothes, and you could go travel and do all this, that, and the third. None of that shit means nothing if your children grow up and hate you. None of that don't mean shit. Every choice you make comes with a sacrifice. You choose money, you exploit your kids. This is the product of that. These are the seeds that you planted. You can't get mad about what grows from that seed. This is what you watered. You planted that. So again, what are you willing to sacrifice to get the things to satisfy your flesh and not do the inner work? You got to be willing to sacrifice money. You got to be willing to sacrifice toxic relationships if you want to raise healthy, emotionally stable children with self-control and the freedom to express themselves in a world that already wants to suppress them, already wants to oppress them and dog them out. You got to pick your poison. You got to pick your sacrifice. In other words, what are you willing to sacrifice for the well-being of your children?
That boy is not lying on that lady. Y'all asking who my mama is when y'all probably only know us from her most popular video. One of her most popular videos. That's all you doing is Snapchat court ass. Yeah, I'm gonna call you though. I'm not gonna take a bath. I'm about to call you right back. And I got shit. I'm gonna call you right back. Alright, I'm gonna call you. God damn, shit. I'm a bitch. Get out my mouth, Katie. Oh, this my ass. That's why she gotta go take her bath. My mama been using us for content as a way to make money, as a way out. For the motherfucking longest. But this gonna be the story time about how my mama pulled a motherfucking gun on me and pointed that bitch in my head. I'm not denying it at this point. I was a sneaky little motherfucker. When you strict as fuck and you don't allow your child to be comfortable with you, of course they gonna hide shit from you. My mama could never say she knew me. She only knew the version of me that I showed her. And another disclaimer, my mom let me know on multiple occasions she had no issue taking my life. And bitch, if you ever hit me, and I'ma shoot you. And she just always fantasized about situations where she could take my life. Something fucking wrong with her. It was like my mom found excitement in punishing me. Like, yes, this bitch finally did something bad. I got an excuse to be evil. But this particular time.
And look how he even keep referring to himself as this bitch. She called him bitch so many times that he identified with that in a comical way. Like, no, your mother calling you bitches is beyond disrespectful. Beyond. My mama narcissistic as fuck, but I ain't never heard her call me no bitch. Cause I would have shouted, I would have became that bitch. That's crazy to talk to your kids like that. Not cussing, okay, you yelling and all that. Yeah, but bitch, what? Who does that? Boss C says crazy as hell that they even have the nerve to think that they went through all that terrible stuff and it ain't gonna bother the way that they move in the world, let alone interact with your kids. Exactly. You say they be knowing they messed up, They have kids because they want to have control and power over people like a motherfucker had power and control over them. Or better yet, like slavery, like master and slave. That's why I say this shit go back to slavery. And all, you know, families are just being exposed, period. That's why I tell y'all, it don't matter about it being a celebrity or somebody, you know, popular on social media. This is just the frequency that the earth is moving into. Everybody can get it. Everybody is getting exposed. So either you got your shit together, you operating from respect, integrity, okay, or you wasn't. You're gonna be exposed. It's just that simple. You chose money and fame and materialistic shit over your children's well-being, you're gonna be exposed. These toxic family dynamics, they will be exposed too. The exploitation and child trafficking organizations and systems, all of this shit is going to crumble, and people are going to be getting exposed more and more and more. I can't stress it enough. Pick your poison. Pick your sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice for the well-being of your children? Are you willing to sacrifice money? Are you willing to sacrifice your kids to get money? Because in this case, she was sacrificing her kids, exploiting her kids to get money. Now you lost your son. And I do believe that a lot of time narcissistic mothers idolize their sons in a way where they want to be enmeshed with their sons. This unhealthy pattern within the Black family specifically, because I have to speak from my own experience and what I read about in my research, right? A lot of Black mothers have this weird perception of how they need to be enmeshed with their sons and dog walk their daughters. But because I think she turned him into exactly what she didn't want him to be, she did that. She tore at his sense of self, beat him down, literally and mentally, beat him down. Probably he spoke about him being SA at the age of 6. She didn't believe him. So a lot of times I think people wind up, in some cases, not all, I'm just saying, they wind up being interested in the same sex sometimes based off of the trauma that they go through sexually as a child, and then to not know how to navigate that, and it put them in an identity crisis.
A bitch wasn't being evil. When I say I was being sneaky, I kept little shit from my mama. I wasn't trying to fucking rob banks and go sell drugs and hop out the windows to go fuck or none of that. And even if I was, she created the motherfucking monster. That's the monster she created. It was like my mama hated it when I became friends with boys. She didn't give a fuck if they was gay, straight, but especially when they were straight, she would always like accuse me of trying to sneak and do stuff with them and just all types of fucked up ass shit. We had visited my hometown. We was driving back to Georgia. While we were in my hometown, I was at my cousin Mary's house, and we was over there smoking. While we was over there, I was texting a friend of mine trying to tell him to try to come and smoke with us, but he wasn't gonna be able to make it. My mama was controlling, so she always took my phone at random moments because she always felt like she was gonna catch me doing something. So as we're about like 20 minutes from the house, driving from Florida back to Georgia, I'm scrolling on my phone on the passenger side. I had deleted our earlier text thread about us smoking, just in case my mom took my phone and read our messages and saw. This motherfucker, we was texting and we was texting again, but it was like was picking up from where the fuck we left off. So it looked like I was deleting messages, which I was, but not in the way that she thinks. Mind y'all, when my mama makes some shit up in her mind, that's what it is. So my mama assumed that because the messages was gone, that we was talking about fucking, and she was talking about, yeah, you was trying to fuck, and you was trying to suck dick, and She was like going in. She mushing me in my face. She not listening as I'm trying to explain. She hitting me in the face with my phone. Bitch, I snapped. I just snapped. I started screaming and I just started punching the motherfucking airbag. She pulled her gun out of her purse and she pointed at my head and said, bitch, I'll kill you. And I said, you're going to jail. Do it, you're going to jail. Do it, you're going to jail. I was ready to die that night. She never did it no more. I don't think she ever reached for her gun no more after that. Because she knew she wasn't going to do it. But if you got other kids to live for, and if you want to see them grow up, you're going to move smart. I started to see through all her tactics at this point. It was all the bullying, all the slick comments. Nothing was working on me no more. You could do whatever you wanted to do. I was on that with you. Bitch, my mama treated me like a bitch in the streets. My mama treated me like a bitch in the streets. She'll raise her hand up to me before she'll raise her hand up to a bitch in the streets, bro. My auntie Shannon looked my mama in her eyes and said I would have beat your ass. And my mama stood right there and cried. But my mama full-fledged fought me.
And they will.
I'm telling my story because it didn't end with me. I got 3 younger siblings that's being exploited right now. And it took for me to get the fuck away for me to realize that's what the fuck it was. It was exploitation. We didn't see a dime of the money from the content that we was making. All the intimate moments meant for family, the private moments that's meant for self, it's all broadcasted and uploaded on live, on Facebook Live. I would never forget my 15th birthday. She cussed me the fuck out because I told her I didn't want an ice cream cake that year. It started with the cake. I told my mama I don't want an ice cream cake this year. My mama got ice cream cake every year because she liked ice cream cake and she assumed that her kids like ice cream cake. So when I tell her I didn't want an ice cream cake, she get the, well, when you thought like an ice cream cake, you always got, and da-da-da-da-da. Never liked ice cream cake. I always hated it. So basically she told me I need to order my own cake or whatever. Okay. I'm like, okay. It slipped my mind. She on live. She decided she want to say something about the cake. Well, you need that Oreo cake since you don't want no ice cream cake, da-da-da-da-da. And she get to going off on the live and you using that phone for other shit, trying to embarrass me because I took the time to order my cake. Okay, cool. That was nothing. I figure out where I want to eat at, figure out who I'm inviting, and I invite them. And we go get them, and it is what it is. My mama was so worried about what people had to say, she refused to let me dress myself. She bought me this baggy-ass outfit. She knew this outfit wasn't my size. She was trying to be funny, bro. That shit was so big. She was trying so hard to mold me into her image. And when I went against it, it was like she hated me for it. But while we at my birthday dinner, it's me, my little auntie, my big auntie, and 2 of my closest friends at the time. My cousin, she was acting up. So my mama and my auntie was discussing my cousin coming to my mama's house for the summer. I had asked my mama like a couple months prior if my best friend could come up for the summer. She said she'll see. So as they talking about my cousin, the bad behavior or whatever, and her coming to Atlanta, I asked my mama like, oh, okay, like, is my best friend still gonna be able to come? I already told you he can't motherfucker come to my house till you learn how to clean up. Mind you, in the middle of the restaurant. She get to yelling, cussing me out, all types of bitches, huffing and puffing, because I asked, could my best friend come up for the summer? Mind you, this is on live. Her excuse was, I'm tired of that bitch. That's what she told my auntie. I'm tired of that bitch. The more I go over everything for you, I'm starting to realize I suppressed a lot. And I don't have love for my mama. My eyes have opened. I can't continue giving sympathy where sympathy was not given to me. I cannot continue giving grace. But I can't allow myself to get worked up either, because that's how I block my own blessing. I didn't even get to light the candles on my cake and make a wish on my birthday because she made it about her in some way, shape, or form. And with the ice cream cake, she found a way to act out on the day that was about me. She did that a couple of times. I remember one of my birthdays, she ran outside naked. She ran outside butt-ass naked in front of everybody. If you went on my mama's page, you would have thought she had 3 kids. You wouldn't have thought I was my mama's first child. Do you know my mama set up savings accounts for my siblings, but not for me? So when they turn 18, they get their money, right? I don't want to hear no excuses either, because my auntie Teresa added me as an authorized user to her credit card and helped me build my credit. So I know it was nothing for you to make a savings account and set your oldest child up just as you set your youngest ones up too.
Financial abuse. It happens in the child parent dynamic too. If they can't control you, they start to withdraw their support for you. That's abuse all day long. I told you she already went on live stating that she took him off of her will and trust, like he's not getting anything, she's not helping him anymore. If they are not, if your parents will watch you struggle, they your worst enemy. It's not no gray areas there. Because if you have the capacity to help me and you still choose not to, it's fuck you for life. It is literally fuck you for life. And that goes for anybody. But a parent doing that shit hurts. You know, it take a lot to get over some shit like that. But when you realize the reason that they are financially withholding from you or just showing up for you is because they want to control you and they don't see you as an individual person. They see you as an extension of them or someone that they should have in their possession. And when you don't do what they want you to do, you become their enemy. That's that lack of emotional intelligence that I'm talking about. That's that lack of, because they had a sense of dictatorship about them, that slave and massa mentality, slave and massa, right? They don't believe you have an identity. It is not the parents' responsibility to control their children. It is the parents' responsibility to guide their children. It is not for you to decide who they need to be in this world. They are free to express and be creative in their own right. That's a problem. And that's the same background that I come from, with a dysfunctional family, in this context where, you know, you are extensions of them. That enmeshment, that's toxic.
My mama is a fucking liar and a walking contradiction. She do not treat all her kids the same. She do not love all her kids the same. She's lying.
And they all, most of them all in the goddamn church. It's always a motherfucker claiming to be a Christian and they so holier than thou, Bible thumping all over the place and be fucked up. Them the worst motherfuckers walking around. Them are the fucking demons. They stay talking about somebody a fucking demon. Oh, y'all the fucking demons. What do you mean? I have learned so much more being out of the church. I have learned so much more about being just being a human, like just being a person, right? Finding my own identity, my own womanhood, being who I want to be, and that makes me happy. I have found that outside of being enmeshed with a toxic ass, judgmental ass, Christian ass family.
People want me to go more into detail as to why I don't fuck with my daddy's side for real. I don't really feel like my daddy's side aided to no traumas. I just feel like they was always weird and iffy when it came to me, because my mother wasn't the type of girl that they wanted from my dad. My dad's side was supposed to be full of conservative, God-fearing Christians.
And I just said that
was ghetto and raunchy. So no, that wasn't the girl that they saw for my dad. I don't feel like they did everything in their power to make me feel included as family. This is just my experience, not necessarily to personally attack anybody, but I feel like more could have been done. Especially with us living the first 9 years of my life in my hometown, a lot more could have been done to make sure that I was there for, a lot of holidays and making a lot of first memories with y'all. I lived with my auntie Shanika for a bit, and that was like my first taste of structure. Auntie still whooped my ass, but she didn't just beat the fuck out of me, okay? She tried to talk to me. My auntie was stern. She disciplined me. Like one time I was acting up in class, she popped me on the hand with a ruler. That's reasonable. That was a reasonable punishment. I want people to understand that how you are treated as a child sticks. My dad's side never really did nothing to make me feel like they hated me, but I don't feel like they never really did anything to show me that they love me to death either. I don't feel like family should be lukewarm with anything, with love, support, acceptance. I don't feel like it should be half-assed. I don't feel like it should be ugly.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. The family your family should be unconditional in the way that they in how they express their love for you. Now that's not to say you get a free ticket to walk all over each other. That's not it. It's just it shouldn't feel like there's limitations to your love. If you do this, then I love you. If you don't do this, then I don't love you. I'm not going to support you if you do this or if you say this. Anything you do that make me feel uncomfortable or insecure, I don't love you. But as long as you minimize yourself and you belittle yourself and you be small and you play it really small, then it makes me comfortable. Therefore, I love you a whole lot. I'll keep that fake ass shit.
Oh, I don't know. And I need you to show up in every way possible. It's too late now. So it's like when they try now.
I didn't figure you got to get to a point where you figure out how to love yourself, whether they there or not. I'm good. I love me enough for the both of us. It ain't nothing a motherfucker can do to make me hate me. You tried it. And y'all tried it for a long ass time. It didn't work though. It didn't work. Because even in my struggles, I still had to find me. I still had me. I still had to go within myself. I still had to be me. So all they do is teach you why they think they doing something about withholding their love, their support, and financially abusing you on purpose. All they doing is showing you how to live without their ass, how to get up and get it and stay on top of everything so you can keep things afloat. That's all they do is teach you why they think they doing something being fucking narcissists and demonic motherfuckers. They're just showing you how to live without them and be at peace. That's why they be mad when they see you thriving. That's why they'll be mad when they see you growing and elevating in life. Like, damn, I sent them all this black magic. I talked about them like a dog. I did smear campaigns. I had everybody talking shit about them, turning their back on them. Ain't nobody want to help them, and they still thriving. What the fuck? What type of sorcery is that? Oh, because you thought that I was gonna fail because you weren't gonna help me no more. Oh, okay.
I see your efforts and I appreciate you so much, but that you beating a dead horse. On my mom's side, I had a lot of girl cousins. On my dad's side, I had a lot of boy cousins. So I had feminine ways. Before even a nigga even knew what gay was, I was getting picked on for doing shit that girls do. Being called a snitch, getting antagonized and picked on. It was like, I remember that shit. I don't mean to hold it against you as you know, as we, because we adults now, but I remember that shit, your little weird ass. Why was you being weird? That shit traumatized me. Now I try my hardest to be the nice older cousin that all the kids love. Because my older cousins, they was kind of assholes. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It was like, what will make you single me out and treat me like this? Because you were like, I should be here or something. Like, what is it? This is what I mean by my family would do like little weird shit. I was living with my auntie Shanika for a time being right, and I think I had gotten in trouble at school. Why the whole family got together to celebrate my cousin's birthday and left me at home by myself? The bullying was so bad at home that when this little girl started bullying me at school, I took a knife to school and I was gonna hurt that girl. If a teacher never went through my backpack and asked me why did I have a knife in there, I would have did something to that little girl because of what I was facing at home. I think that time CPS ended up getting my auntie business, but they ended up moving on. So I had started crying, basically explaining like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I don't want to get in trouble. And CPS was about to get in my auntie Shanika business again. And she basically ended up sending me back with my mama. And after that, for damn near, I don't know how long, I didn't hear shit from my dad's side of the family. I didn't hear from or about my dad's side of the family until we got taken from CPS again. My grandma looked my mama in her eyes and told my mama that she hated my mama for having me and naming me after my daddy. And it's just, my mama would always tell me about them and that I would see for myself and see on my own. Sometimes it just be like little shit that you can't skip past because little shit build up over time and cause abruptions. Now my dad himself, we actually have our relationship. We're working on our relationship actively. But my dad's side of the family, not so much. I'm only giving my dad a chance because he been gone my whole life. He's only been free from prison for, I don't even think, a full year yet. Nah, actually, it has been a full year by now. I remember how I was telling y'all about the second time my mama put me out. She went live and she ran up on me trying to fight me. I'm gonna put the clip right here.
I mean, gotta, but no, and then put his hand up when I'm trying to talk. Put his hand up like he, I don't give a damn. I'll slide you. You get straight with it. You wanna fight? Get that bitch up out of here. Slide. I don't give a fuck. You all if I want to slide. Get him up out of here. You need a man to whoop your ass. Bye. Do something about it. And you coming off my life insurance, bitch. And you coming off all my stuff. I'm gonna show you. You ain't getting shit when I die. Bitch, you ain't getting nothing. You over here. Bye. Get out of here. Get him out of here, PJ. Get him up out of here. You gotta carry his ass up out of here.
My mama could post whatever. My mama could say whatever. Just how I told y'all, everything is on the internet. Everything is on the internet. She could try to lie. She could try to do whatever. Everything is on the internet. All of it's on the internet. I don't got to lie. I can't lie. Somebody will be able to pull up where I'm lying. It's people literally saying, I remember this. I know exactly what he's talking about. Stop playing with me.
Yes, it is. Hey, Tay and Boss T, I'm looking at your message too. You say, yep, I feel like it's abuse too when they don't help you do anything and will watch you be in any type of turmoil without offering anything to help. Is evil and sick. Don't teach you about credit. Don't teach you about any type of independence. And it's crazy that my mama, in her narcissistic way, she did teach me some things about credit and how to be independent and things like that. But that doesn't change the fact that the dynamic was toxic as fuck and she was definitely abusive in other ways. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to it, obviously. But yeah, they just don't prepare you holistically to how to operate and move in the world. I had to go through many things, trials and tribulations and struggles for me to learn how to be a wholesome person and an individual. You know what I'm saying? It's just a certain, after a certain extent, there was just a capacity that my mother was not able to teach me from. She don't have it in her. She just don't. She's not emotionally evolved enough to teach me or to have taught me how to be emotionally intelligent. That's so important to teach your children because they're constantly evolving. You should be constantly evolving. And if they didn't want kids, why did you have kids? That's because a lot of grown-ups, especially, are in that age range from like the 50s, 60s, 70s. A lot of them had kids because they felt like it was a money move. You trying to get a nigga with some money, or you trying to get some taxes or something. It was money involved. Had to be. Because a lot of them act like they don't even like their kids. They don't even love their kids.
But let's talk about the real, because I got high and I'm just like, I get extra intellectual. Well, I feel like if I was straight, I would have been a victim of emotional incest. Like, I think that's why my mom was fixated on the idealization of me being like the man of the house and her being so like kind of ashamed of me and my sexuality. Like, she'll try to install fear in me and give fear-based punishment.
And you know what, before I let this play out, because I'm thinking, now that I'm hearing him say this, and I'm thinking about a video that I seen of his mother. She keeps saying that he was not sexually assaulted, and it never happened, right? That's what she keeps saying. It never happened. He was born that way. She feel like her son was born that way. I beg to differ.
Instead of just trying to like guide or discipline. And if you listen to my story, you'll slowly see this is how some mothers who hold resentment towards their daughters treat their oldest daughter. Because mama felt like being cold and giving like tough love was gonna make be a man, but it's more to being a man. Men can be sensitive, men can be emotional, men can be whatever they want to be. But sometimes little black boys aren't given that luxury at all. I feel like if I was a straight male who didn't want to conform to the idealizations of what his mother deemed a man, the need to embarrass, belittle, and destroy my character probably would have been just as bad as it's been. My mom and dad were like childhood crushes. They were like, I guess, childhood sweethearts in some way. With the trauma that my mama went through as a child, it's safe to say that any relationships that she had with anybody, or at least remember, it probably like really stuck with her. So to rekindle that with the same person years later, she probably felt like, oh yeah, like this is destiny. Then the condom ended up popping or breaking, and she ended up getting pregnant. When I was first born, my dad didn't think I was his because of my skin tone, because my dad is really dark. And I guess I came out a little bright, but they ended up doing a DNA test and everything came back, and yeah, that's my dad. I think I was out 3 to 6 months when my dad went to prison. I think my dad only held me and seen me like a couple times because my dad had 3 older kids of his own with another woman. Mind you, my mama had already named me after my daddy without having a relationship with him. My daddy was already telling her, oh, pregnancy, like, he don't think it's his, and they got to get DNA tests. They wasn't together like some happy married couple her whole 9 months throughout the pregnancy. My mama was selling drugs, chasing after cars barefoot, like doing whatever. We end up only getting an apartment when my mama had me. We didn't have no furniture. We were sleeping on the floor. I think my mama got a baby picture of that somewhere. But I feel like my mom and her mother felt like she had to like honor my father in some way.
And y'all know what? A lot of times parents be stuck in survival mode. That is a trauma response. Being stuck in survival mode and feeling like you have to chase everything in life, or if you stop, everything's gonna fall apart because you grew up with nothing and your mama wasn't there for you, and whatever the case may be, being stuck in survival mode is detrimental to the child's mental health as well, including their parent. But a lot of times our parents, they be stuck in survival mode. They don't know how to come out of that because they refuse to go get help. They don't want to admit that they need help. A lot of them don't feel comfortable even stating that they need help, you know? But once you realize that you've been in survival fight or flight mode this whole time, and the damage, you got to go back and look at the damage that you've been dragging along all these years, and you got to face that shit. That takes heart. You know what I'm saying? It takes courage. And that's something that narcissists don't have. That's something that people who lack accountability, they don't have. They don't have the drive for it. They don't have the desire.
What made her go with naming me after my dad while not being with him, but that's the name that she went with. My dad was like known in the streets. My dad was known in the streets. So, and my mama was known in the streets. So I feel like my mama wanted a hard-bodied youngin' who was just gonna be on that.
And survival, I'm gonna say this too, survival doesn't necessarily have to do with, survival could be just a state of mind. You could be in survival mode and have everything your heart's desire, but you still in that survival mentality, which means if you're in survival fight or flight mode, it robs you of the present moment. You can't feel what you need to feel to navigate. Your intuition is all discombobulated because you were in survival mode. You think everybody out to get you. You think negatively, fear-based. You get what I'm saying? So that is how your life is going to manifest. You're going to manifest things of fear. But until you decide to come out of that mentality and take accountability and responsibility for your life, that's when you move into that thriving mentality. Even if you can be living in poverty and still have a thriving mentality. So it's all about the mental. And then even if you are in poverty and you are on a low budget or whatever the case is, once your mind shifts into thriving mode, you start to attract everything you need anyway. Because then that's the vibration that you start sending to the universe to send back to you.
She got a theory. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely tougher.
Let me rewind it a little bit.
I guess typical twinks, but black people don't care what you is. All that shit is gay. She got a theory. Don't get me wrong. I'm really after my dad, while not being with him, but that's the name that she went with. My dad was like known in the streets. My dad was known in the streets. So, and my mama was known in the streets. So I feel like my mama wanted a hard-bodied youngin' who's just gonna be on that, and she got a theory. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely tougher than most, I guess, typical twinks. But black people don't care what you is. All that shit is gay shit to them. They don't give a fuck. I had first came out as bisexual. They didn't give a fuck. Because I had feminine ways as a child. Oh, that boy gonna be a sissy. That boy gonna be a sissy. And my mama will admit that people saying stuff is what caused her. Man, a bitch wouldn't been able to tell me nothing about my motherfucking child. Telling me it was embarrassing, and sometimes she had to get on my ass, as she would put it. But I was a little ass child. I'm like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they, oh, this boy gonna be a sissy. He cried too much. Da 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 da. You need to get on him. He act like a girl. Blah 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 blah. I feel like part of her was shamed. I don't give a fuck nobody will ever be able to convince me otherwise. I feel like part of her was shamed. That's why she's so comfortable saying fuck me. That's why it's so easy.
Narcissists hate that feeling of shame. They hate that. They will turn on you like a fucking pit bull if it means they can avoid feeling any amount of shame. They hate it.
I say fuck me. I ain't really give a fuck about you anyways. That's what I be getting from like the reaction my mom be giving me to everything that I do. Sometimes I sit back and I truly think like, damn, even if I was a straight male, my mama still batshit fucking crazy. And I probably wouldn't have been on none of the bullshit that she was on. I done overanalyzed everything. I done trying to come up with every solution. Like, people don't understand what this shit do to a motherfucking mind.
And that's what you need to do. You gotta reflect. You gotta reflect and analyze and overanalyze, like you just said, in order for you to see it from every angle, just to heal from it and see the dysfunction, so that you could not repeat it that way. But if you're not willing to reflect and see your own behaviors and see the dynamic as a whole, there's no way that you're gonna come up out of that paradigm like that. Jessica, I see you in the chat. Say, yes, I never understood that about my mom. I was 15 and a half, school, and one job wasn't enough. She wanted me to have 2. My senior year, once I turned 18, she was so happy when I got my first apartment. It definitely taught me how to go out there and get it, though, because I had no choice but to survive. Taught me how I'm not going to treat my kids, though. Exactly. My kids not going to have to get out my house at 18. I'm not pushing my kids out now. You disrespect me, that's something different. My kids know that. You disrespect me, you are old enough to go ahead. I'm not forcing you to be here. If you feel like being here is not the place for you and you want to go ahead. But I'm not going to make it a point to where, get out. You got to be out by 18. My mama constantly reminded me that I needed to get out at 18, and I did her one better. I left at 17. I'm out of here. And I went back some years later, but I had to go back and I got out again. But I never wanted to stay too long with my mother. We do not work well under the same roof. We just don't. The older I got, the more I came into myself as a woman, and she was losing control. She didn't know she was having a narcissistic meltdown because she don't know how to navigate her children being on their own. It's like all or nothing. So she rather have nothing than to get to know me as an individual, a woman, and a mother, and it's not that much have changed. You don't just change your personality. I am still who I've been. I'm just an evolved version of myself. you know, but narcissists, they like to stay on that one level where they can feel like they can control everything. And if you ain't on that level, you gotta go, even if they birthed you. That shit is crazy to me. That shit is crazy to me. I can never see myself cutting off my children. I can never see myself blaming them for, you know, anything. I can't blame. How could you blame your kids for some shit you were supposed to teach them how to do or not to do? That was your responsibility. That is our responsibility as parents. That's why I say you're supposed to guide your children, not be a dictator.
I almost forgot about this. But my mama did. People feel like, oh, go talk about the bad, talk about the good. Bitch, the good was half-ass. The good was Indian gave, boo. If it was the good was given, it was taken right the fuck back. Like, it wasn't all bad, but sometimes I struggle to remember the good. And that alone should tell you a lot. When my mama bought me that car and broadcasted my reaction to the car all on live and shit, man, I was not expecting no car. And I really didn't think I was supposed to have a car from my mama for real. I wasn't even supposed to be living with my mama at the time. When my mama took me in at 17, she told me I wasn't staying with her for long. And my Uncle PJ was moving to Atlanta and I was going to be moving with him. I was not expecting her to buy me no car, really do nothing for me for real. I think my mama liked how it made her look, like me being back to her followers. I feel like she liked how it made her look. I feel like she felt like she got her redemption arc without putting in the work, without stripping herself in front of a mirror and really admitting, I did this, I did that, and I fucked up, without placing it on anything else. Just accepting that she had some faults in her own hand when it came to parenting her oldest son. So once again, mama did good. She tried to be a good apple, but she treats her good deeds like they are transactions. If I do something for you, you owe me something. Well, that's how it is with me. She'll hold it over my head. And another reason I knew that car really wasn't for me was because the minute me and my uncle got into it, that's the first thing she did was take my car. And she sold it. She spent a little bit of time driving it before she sold it. That's how, if the car was meant for me, it would have been for me. I didn't even have no fucking license. She bought that motherfucking car from Facebook. I drove that bitch probably 1 or 2 times. And that was about it. I've been trying to get in a position to where I don't have to ask nobody for shit. My mama is the reason why I'm hyper independent. I do not like depending or asking nobody with help for shit. Not even a place to motherfucking stay. I would sleep outside.
So he rather sleep outside. So that's how it be sometimes. La Lyrica, you say you with me when I'm right. I'm not looking for nobody to agree with me. You don't have nobody in the chat has to agree with anything that I'm saying. This is why I tell y'all, when I speak my truth, this is just my truth from my experience and my perspective. And my experience with Christians growing up in a Pentecostal Bible thumping speaking in tongue family, laying hands, walking in the spirit. Look, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I know exactly what I'm talking about. My entire family, I was born and raised. They've been in the church. They've been doing this church shit. PK kids, all that shit. I know what I'm talking about. Now, if you're a Christian, don't get offended because it ain't every Christian. I will hope not. But majority, yes, narcissism reigns in the church. And it's religion, okay? It's religion. And that's because it was created by the white man. And if you really want to get funky with it, that's what's really going on. The slave masters gave you religion. So it ain't about you, you know, if you get offended, I don't apologize for that, you know, because it's just what I know and from my experience. It's usually people who claim to be of God who are the most wickedest people that I have ever met in my life. Wicked. The ones doing the black magic. The ones speaking curses on you and claiming they praying for you, but they praying on your downfall. Yeah. And then the family. They go help somebody out at the church, but they leave their own family hanging. You get me? I ain't just pulling this shit out my ass. This shit is facts. Now, if you're a Christian and you're operating from Christ consciousness, where you can take responsibility and you treat people with respect and integrity, and because you have that within yourself and you have peace within yourself and you don't mind taking accountability and things like that, then shout out to you. But I'm talking about the people who claim to be Christians and don't have not an ounce of Christ consciousness. And I ain't talking about the ones who think that Jesus coming to save them because they don't want to take accountability and deal with their fucking shadows. Jesus ain't never said, follow him. He ain't never said that. You was supposed to recognize what Christ consciousness is. You were supposed to evolve as a person, as a consciousness. So this is why I'm speaking about what I'm speaking about, because religion does not have the capacity to, you know what? Religion places your consciousness in a box. So therefore, you don't even have the mental capacity to evolve spiritually because you believe in ideologies and indoctrinations. And people don't question things outside of the Bible, and they can read the Bible for centuries, for fucking years, and don't even understand what the Bible is saying. It's chakras. They talk about chakras and stones and consciousness and evolving, ascending all through the Bible. It is psychological. It was never meant to be interpreted physically. But people are so brainwashed that they think everything is about the physical, everything about physical. No, it's not. It was supposed to be interpreted psychologically to teach you how to connect your left and right brain and marry your masculine and feminine energies to become a whole soul and evolve. But I could go on and on about that. But I just wanted to make that clear. Okay? Because when I say certain things, it's not to coddle anybody's feelings or emotions. I just speak the truth. And it could trigger you or it can inspire you. This is why I say what I say. Okay, let's go.
Take my ass to sleep, right? Girl, why does my mama response to everything? We could pause the read.
Appreciate you, Lyrical.
We the ones fighting demons.
Mom,
Mind you, she thinks she under attack by the LGBTQ right now. She think everybody calling her out right now for being a bad mom. It's LGBTQ. And they is demons trying to tear her down. Nobody shut up. Just black and ignorant. Just black and ignorant. I hate when motherfuckers turn to Christianity after being evil all their life. Now you love God. Girl, put this act down. You know what? All right.
That is so funny.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. We're going to be talking about this trauma. We're going to have to sprinkle a little jokes in there, here and there. Just a little bit now. I don't want to be overly serious when I'm talking about everything. And I feel like when I'm joking about it, it's okay. We can laugh. It's a group thing. I don't feel like y'all laughing at me. I feel like y'all can laugh with me. But if you want to have compassion, you want to have empathy, that's fine too. That's fine too. I done digested this shit so many ways. So just let me express it how I want to. If you laugh, don't feel bad. Bitch, this is just my life. I promise you this is no exaggeration. The stories only get worse. So clutch your pearls now. But no, I feel like my mama was really just doing shit because she could. I don't know. I got some of my.
I'm just looking at the chat and I'm seeing what Lyrical is saying. She said, "Oh, you said y'all in the church heavy as hell whole time." Oh wait, man, you say it's walking. You say I agree with. Yeah, it's. If you know it's not you, then why get offended? It's like if somebody woke up to me and tell you ain't shit, bitch, like you know, talking mad shit to it. If they say y'all, you, whatever, like I won't get offended by that because it ain't me. So what do I need to defend something that I'm not? That's ego. Your ego feel the need to respond to everything or be meticulous about, oh, you said y'all, so I thought, no, like if it's not you, then it's not you. And like I said, I don't need you to agree with everything that I say. I don't care if you agree or disagree.
Like when we moved to Georgia, because like, you know, I was outsider and the kids wasn't really fucking with me. The kids wasn't really fucking with me. And yeah, I ended up getting into a fight. And I lost my first fight. And you know, I went home to my mama and I cried about it, expecting, you know, a little bit of comfort, reassurance from my mother. Do y'all know my mama punched me in my shit? Like, she punched me dead in my shit. She hit me so fucking hard. My head hit the wall. Almost knocked me out. She almost knocked me the fuck out. It's like, okay, even if you wanted me to toughen up, like, I don't think my dad, if my dad was there, I don't think he would have punched me in my shit. Why did you take the punch? I really feel like she was just doing it. I'ma never date that emotional, lovey-dovey shit ever. I feel like she really tried to make up for the lack of a father figure by being more aggressive. And I don't think that was the way to really go about it because she almost ended up emasculating me in a way because she was trying to make me like scared of her. I don't know, I'm not scared of her.
She demasculated him. This is why I say mothers do have more influence on their sons than they've been led to believe. When a mother is balanced in her energy, her masculine and feminine energy, and she's you know, she has the capacity, right, to evolve and emotionally balance herself and her energies, she can teach her sons how to be balanced in their masculine energy. Okay, because it's all about energy. So yeah.
Realize how much of a fucking fool she looked.
So she felt the need to punch him because she said he came and said to his mother that he lost the fight, and she hit him, punched him in his face, and he said his head hit the wall. And he was wondering what would make her possess her to just punch. You know, that's that imbalance in that masculine energy. She felt like that's what she needed to do because he's a boy. She needed to punch him in his shit because he needed to toughen up. Like, what? Like, you gonna lose fight sometime. That was the moment for her to show compassion and understanding to her son. All right. Yeah, that you gonna lose some, you gonna win some. Shit weird.
Y'all wanna see how mama talk about that child? I ain't even see this. Fuck you in that child. See, did I literally just say in the video, it's so easy for her to say fuck me? Ain't, look, the jokes right they motherfucking selves. I told y'all, niggas, I told y'all. And this how my auntie Cece responded. That should let you know. Oh, this is why I said she can get anything from
Probably
the difference
backwards.
in response. But it's comical to me because I knew for the longest time, like, I'm not tripping. Like, I've been gaslit my whole life by all these fuck ass people that's supposed to be family and told, oh yeah, this still your mama and all of this shit. Getting myself mind fucked for so long. I feel like I'm gonna keep going. I feel like I'm gonna keep going. Bitch, I'm gonna keep digging. I'm gonna keep trying to remember shit because hell no.
Keep going. That's what you
And
gotta
we really
do.
only gonna scratch the surface of a lot of shit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all because there was countless situations that I was put in that I shouldn't have been put in as a motherfucking child. I would have to help her fight off grown fucking men. Mind you, I'm like 9, 10, 11. I'm having to help her fight off fucking grown men. Mama had this one ex where all they fucking did was fight. I'm talking about all they fucking did was fight. And it's been constant times where me and my siblings had to fucking witness this shit. And in one instance, this ex actually put his hands on me. I guess him and my mama got into it, and she locked him out and left him somewhere. I forgot what it was, but I came home from school unbeknownst to all that was waiting for me. Mama used to always tell me, like, oh no, don't give nobody your key, don't give him your key, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, no, like, I can't give you the key, this, that, and the third. Y'all know this motherfucker drags me. He drags me by my neck, but like a motherfucking dog, to come unlock the fucking front door. Like, it was fucking crazy. Y'all, my mama get home, she can't believe it. So the upstairs neighbor literally had to tell her, like, yeah, I watched him drag him from there all the way to here for her to finally be like, what the fuck? The mama do all this by trying to have him beat up and all of this stuff, right? Girl, just to get back with the nigga. Just to be right fucking with the nigga. How she did have him put in jail, I don't know. Sometimes my mama was like really a duck behind these niggas. I gotta talk about that too. She was so like nice and genuine to outsiders. Would be so willing to give to an outsider. But her motherfucking child, she says she thinks I'm the devil and I'm the enemy sent to destroy her. She says I am the enemy sent to destroy her.
That's fucked up.
I'm gonna tell y'all the time that my mom threw a temper tantrum over Twizzlers. My mama had a girl living with her when we first moved to College Park. If you watch my mama on Facebook, it was a dark-skinned girl. And I think she had a child or two, if I'm not mistaken. But she was living with us at the time. This is around the time that this happened. So boom, we was at this mall somewhere in Georgia. And it had like a Lego land inside of it. I don't know what the fuck the name of the mall is, but if you do, comment it. But she had bought everybody, I think it was a movie theater too. I think we was going to see a movie or some shit, I'm not sure. All I know is she had bought everybody their own motherfucking snacks or whatever. I never know my mama to want to eat no motherfucking Twizzlers, ever. I never know my mama to even like Twizzlers this much to do everything that she did. But I'm eating my Twizzlers, and I just feel like if you bought me something, that don't mean that you entitled to just dig in my shit. And that's what she tried to do. She tried to just dig in my shit. It wasn't that you couldn't have none. You couldn't just dig in my shit. She get the snatch of the motherfucking candy, wasted the candy all on the floor. Bitch, I paid for. Make it all ugly ass face in the middle of the fucking line to go to the fucking Lego land. Like, bitch, you ungrateful. Like, in front of all these fucking people. Bitch, you ungrateful. Da-da-da-da-da. You evil. Da-da-da. Stay the fuck. I stay for fuck around me. You a demon, all types of shit. Out in public, bitch. Out in public. All these people's looking at she done took my phone. So, bitch, don't, when we leave, she like, bitch, don't sit by me. Sit in the back. Da-da. My mom was my first fucking bully. You'll never truly know how to stand up for yourself until you stand up to your first bully. I will never forget that shit, bro. That shit, it was a dark time.
Y'all, let me see what I can get. I think that was the last one that I had.
I'm so glad you put this in the comments.
Oh, wait. How was your relationship with your mom, ex-boyfriend, Coco? Oh, maybe it wasn't. Hold on.
Because I was going to make a whole separate video. But yes, when I came back the second go round, my mama was with her ex, Coco. If you was watching my mama on Facebook or shit, even knew who my mama was around this time, it was a bunch of people on YouTube talking about how my mama was a duck and all of this shit. I seen firsthand she was a motherfucking duck. The nigga didn't have nothing to his name. He didn't have nothing to his name, nothing at all. She stayed giving him money, buying him jewelry, coming home with bags of clothes and shoes from the mall for everybody in the house but me. Bitch, when I came back that second go around, it was like my mama really kept me there because it looked good on her. Like she got her child back after sending them off. Like that, it looked good on her. Like on top of getting dragged for this nigga, like bringing her child back. It was like PR, bitch. It was like good PR for her. Mama was doing shit like when they would go out to eat, she'll bring like whatever they had left over and be like, oh yeah, we had one here and I got food from here, da 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 da, and bring back motherfucking cold food and shit like that. I had to make baby vouch for myself. I had to do everything myself. Thank God I was making money from social media. That's why she didn't feel like she had to do shit for me because I was supporting myself. Thank God. Thank God I was making money from social media because if not, bitch, I would have been asked out. And then when I used to just order food for me, she used to get mad. You never order food for your siblings. Da, 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 da. Girl, go feed your fucking kids. DoorDash for one person is about $20. DoorDash for 4 kids is about $50, $60. I was not having it like that. It was crazy in real time to watch her put a nigga before me, a nigga who wasn't shit, a nigga who didn't do shit, a nigga who didn't even clean up, a nigga who didn't do nothing. This wasn't even no good man. This wasn't no good man, no, like stepfather figure. This was a bum. Then, mind you, he had the same name as my daddy. I feel like she just has this like weird fantasy in her mind. I don't know.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
A nigga who did it.
Let me see. That's the last one. I think that's the last one, y'all. For this part of it.
And I am not beefing with my mama. I'm just telling my story and she mad. That's really all that. That's how you break that down simply. She wanted to control how bright I shined, and now she has no control at all, and she's spiraling. She's losing it. I ain't making nobody look bad. They making themselves look bad. I don't know. I just feel like if you did better, I would have better to tell. She raised me. She didn't try to have a relationship with me. So this is a product of that. You trying to lie on me and say that I was 17 talking to a 14-year-old. When you got pregnant by a 17-year-old and his mama almost put you in jail.
What?
You was 26. Trying to fuck with somebody who was freshly 18. He was 14 and I had just turned 16. We were both in the minors. We didn't do anything sexual. And we still are in contact to this very day. Like, but yeah, my brother's daddy, Aiden and Caden, rest in peace to him. He was 17 when mama got pregnant by him. And she said he lied to her and said that he was 18. But you was old enough, boo.
18? Even if he was 18, you 26 with a child already, and that is some pedophile shit if I ever seen it. Like, that is crazy right there. Ladies, would y'all date a 18, 17, 18-year-old boy at the age of 26?
Was old enough to know, like,
and then get pregnant and have twins?
Not to be fucking on no freshly 18-year-old. I don't give a fuck what they look like. And I'm even
That is
she ended up going to jail for that.
That's
predatory.
predatory.
Dropping the charges. But you end up putting him on child support. Girl.
And put him on child support. Wow.
You thought a freshly 19, 18, 20-year-old was going to take care of some twins and be a man? She claims she don't believe in abortions, but I think the decision was irresponsible. And I love my brothers to death.
That is crazy work. That is crazy. What? Ain't no way. That is predatory as fuck. And he said the mama was gonna press charges, then she dropped the charges probably because she found out the girl was pregnant. His mama was pregnant with her son's baby. Twins. What did they say on the door? Respution say twins. She was pregnant with twins by a baby. Whew. It's giving Jarvis energy. I think that was the last one.
My mom was trying to say, I was touching on kids when I was a kid. As if that's not a reflection of her direct neglect to my obvious signs from being sexually abused. I'm obviously getting this behavior from somewhere. I'm obviously mimicking it from somewhere. But instead of taking a deeper look into what the fuck is going on with my child, who's doing this to my child, Why does my child know about these things? What could I do to help? You were disgusted and ashamed. You thought to beat the fuck out of me instead of educating me. It's good to teach children about their sexual areas and things like that, so they know wrong from right. You're trying to shame me and act disgusted when you need to be advocating for other children who have been sexually abused and harassed by other children. So I don't get the whole trying to like. I'm not doing that now. Well, that's all that matters. That is the reality. Children who have been sexually abused are more likely to mimic it. Are more likely to mimic those behaviors in other places. And it was even done to you. You used to do it to other children. You said so yourself. But instead of being ashamed about it, you need to educate people on how they need to be watching their fucking children. You just beat me with no explanation, left me feeling confused. And when I first started to explore my sexuality, I would feel ashamed of myself. Because all the times I was beaten for doing some fucking shit that was questionable or shit with that I had no fucking business, I was just beat for it. There was no explanation as to why. Damn, this is wrong. I learned later on, but it still fucked me up. When I was 6 years old, there was this lady watching us. Her name was Miss Boogie. Rest in peace to her. But she was fully blind. My mom had a fully blind woman watching me as a babysitter while she did God knows what. Whether that was boosted from the stoves or making her place, making ends meet. And this is where most of the stuff would fucking happen, because it's like we're attended, but we're unattended for real. She cannot fucking see. But this one specific time that I was over there, some dude came over and he brought me in the room. He closed the room door and he made me give him oral. I was 6 years old. 6 years fucking old. And it's so crazy, I didn't tell my mom about that for years. I've been sexually assaulted by a girl. And it was so crazy because my mama didn't even know. She was just on live, going off, talk about how, like, if anybody ever did something to her kids, she would know, da-da-da-da-da. She would go off and do all of this stuff. She then proceeds to put the camera on me and ask me, well, has anybody ever done something to you? And I said yes, on live in front of all of them people. She started acting like, oh, well, when was this and blah, 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 da-da-da-da-da. So she ended live and she started calling people, like, trying to figure out who it was. So I couldn't remember. I didn't know who this was. People popped up at that blind lady house all the time. I don't know why he was over there. My mom told me because I couldn't remember who sexually assaulted me.
Again, like he said,
I wanted to do it.
He didn't know what his mama was doing. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit because I stopped it to talk. I said what I said. Look, every choice you make, there's a sacrifice. When you got kids, you got to be willing to sacrifice the world for the well-being and safety of your children. One slip up can cost them their whole fucking mentality. You see how he turned out, not just him, a lot of us turned out because our parents just sometimes had to do what they had to do, let them tell it, but it came at a cost because you left your child vulnerable to being preyed on. He being watched by a blind woman that can't see shit. A man come in her house and demanded that a 6-year-old Killa Kenz give him oral. Craziness. She could never say what she seen because she can't see shit. And then the mama swear up and down, oh, it ain't never. How do you know it never happened? You was not with your child. And then when he tell you it happened years later on live, you tell him it didn't happen. Or you shame him for it. Because now it make you feel shame. Because you on live in front of all these people, in front of the world, thinking that you just know you protected your son and he ain't never experienced this. Nobody had the balls to touch my kids. But you left him with a blind person. You left him vulnerable to being harmed. The only time you can say none of that happened to your child is if you know you were with your child. all the time. And then you still got to be mindful about who kids you allow to come to your house and be around your kids. My kids don't even go to family member houses. I'll be damned if a motherfucker touch mine. I got to do what I got to do, how I do it, while I'm still in the household with my kids. You feel me? Like, I got to be around mine. Cause what? You say had a damn blind lady watching him. but it is because how she watching him, she can't see. Like, you got a blind lady watching your son and she can't even watch him. It's crazy work. That's crazy. You say this is sad. Nisha say this is sad, but my story is worse. And I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at the blind lady because nothing about this is funny. It's very traumatizing. And I think that he did a very good job expressing it and, you know, sharing his story because it's not easy to do. It's not easy to talk about the trauma that you've experienced as a child. I have heard worse. Matter of fact, there was a lady that I was talking to a long time ago, and she was really quick. She was talking about how her mother would leave her in a room as a 3-year-old, y'all, and go work a 10-hour shift. She would leave her toddler in the room 10 hours. So sad. It's so sad. I'm just, people, they go through shit. They go through shit to the hands of the people that's supposed to care for them and protect them. You say we on that blind lady ass for real, because why would you agree to watch him? You can't watch shit. You can't see shit. Ain't no telling. That blind lady probably got paid by the man that came in there and sexually assaulted him. She probably got paid. These people be doing some weird ass shit for money. Like, weird shit. She probably knew what was going on, even though her ass couldn't see. His mama probably knew what the hell was going on. I don't trust it. If you are okay leaving your children with people and you don't know who coming in and out of that house, you don't have no way to watch them on a camera, or they don't got a phone to contact you, and they don't even feel comfortable telling you that some shit happened, you the problem. You are the problem. Said, man, that stuff you see on a spoof type movie, blind motherfucker watching your kids. Like, what? Exactly. Exactly said right, because them blind people, the senses be strong as fuck. Right. They knew what was going on. Like, you couldn't hear? You blind, but you couldn't hear? You ain't hear nobody come in here. You ain't wonder what little Courtney was at? Huh? This bullshit. I think people do shit. We grown. I don't make excuses for adults no more. I used to be the type to think like, cause that the empathy of me and be like, give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't give people that. I don't give people that no more. Cause motherfuckers know exactly what they be doing. We all think before we do shit. You blind, but you got a brain, and you can hear, and you got intuition and senses. So I think Courtney needs to further investigate that situation, because that blind lady probably got paid for that shit. She probably sold his ass while his mama out selling cooch and boosting and shit. Shit fucked up.
Told me because I couldn't remember who sexually assaulted me, I wanted to do it. She said that I wanted to do it. That's why I couldn't remember who fucking did it to me.
So when he told her, she told him that he wanted to do it. A 6-year-old child. She tells him, you wanted to do it. That's so fucking wicked and diabolical. So exactly, that's why I don't give adults the benefit of the doubt. Everybody know what they be doing. Like you said, right? Everybody grown. We all think. Don't play with me. I take it exactly how I see it and how I feel it. Motherfucker don't like me. They don't like you. They don't like your kids. Why you got them going around your kids going around them and you know they don't like you, dummy? They gonna treat your kids like they ain't shit and try to turn your kids against you, and you wonder why you having problems with your children. Keep your kids around them motherfuckers. They don't like you, and they don't like your kids. People that will disrespect you, they don't like you. Stop jeopardizing your children's well-being just for some fucking money. That shit kind of low-key pisses me the fuck off, because if I can do it, child, if I can do this without having to sacrifice my children to get it, bitch, you could do it too. And that go for my mama. You could do it. She could have did it too. You didn't have to go chase behind some men and money and at the cost of your child's safety. I don't know. I guess it's just me. Maybe I'm just a little different then. Because I care about what my kids feel about me. I care about, my kids' experiences, and because I know it shapes their future. Maybe it's just me. You can't allow your kids to be around any and everybody, taking them around any and everybody. You just can't. Because then you wind up with a product like this, like them, like you, like me, like, you know what I'm saying? But before you get to a place where you evolved and, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, you say we was just talking about that stuff with the Naziah video last time. Yeah, we was. He can't trust his mama because his mama didn't like him. And I feel like your parents don't just start not liking you as an adult. They didn't like you the whole time. That's how I feel. Because when you start to think about the shit that they did and didn't do for you, or to what they did do to you, you start to realize that maybe they didn't really love me like they wanted me to believe. And then you start to see them for the monster that they really are. Now, this ain't for the parents who know they did right by their kids and they had other influences, because the fathers do come into play. The other parent comes into play. Different influences come into play. School, social media, things like that can kind of shape how that child thinks and start to turn into. And you ain't raised them like that, because I've experienced something like that with my teenager. But I don't let that deter me from what the goal is. He's still growing. He's still, a kid and learning and navigating. It's my responsibility to stay steady in my guidance. It said that in the Bible, train up a child in the way they should go, and they won't depart from that. So I can't, mistreat him because of the outside influences that he has. The only thing I can do that will keep me in alignment with the universe and my purpose as a mother is to still guide him, even when he doesn't want my guidance. I still have to guide him. Why? Because I understand the power of the subconscious mind. He might not receive it now, but you repeat it enough, he will. They will. You repeat it enough, you show them enough, they will. So it's really about the parents and the style of parenting. The parenting style makes all the difference. And no, it ain't no walk in the park. That shit get very testy. Anybody got a teenage son, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It get testy in these parenting streets. Nisha say, That's real, and they usually be the people that you trust that hurt your children. Yep. Talk about you like a dog around your children, telling your kids lies about you, trying to change how your kids perceive you. You wonder why your kids being disrespectful and not not respecting you as their parent. They saying crazy stuff to you. You could just feel the disrespect. Like, yeah, it be your family. And then they try to play it crazy, like, oh, I don't know, I ain't said that. I ain't what you talking about? I told him, knowing they be questioning your kids too. They be questioning your kids. And see, my kids, I teach, we got an open door policy here. My kids, they gonna tell it all. Not my business per se, but they gonna tell me that you tried to question them. So I'm gonna know. But yeah, they'll question your kids. One of my family members told my kids, talking about it could be between me and you or something. Like, no, you can't be making pacts and pinky promises with my kids. That's manipulating. That's triangulating. That's deceptive, and it's abusive. You don't get to do that to my kids. Nah. Up in here, we keep our business here and we work out our problems. We talk to each other. Ain't no I'm about to talk to this kid about that kid and triangulate my kids. No, we finna talk about this as a family. Cause I ain't got to talk behind y'all back. We gonna talk about this where all y'all can hear what I got to say, and we can all hear what you got to say. And we handle it like that as a family unit where respect is still the foundation. See, a lot of us come from families where respect is not the foundation. It's manipulation, triangulation, disrespect, disregard, enmeshment. And then that dynamic where, kids are seen and not heard type of shit. Or you disrespectful if you tell me the truth about how you feel about me. No, it's about how you say it. You can say how you feel, but it's about how you say it and the energy behind what you're saying. But we could definitely talk about it. But a lot of us come from families where that is not the foundation. It's their way or the highway. You say, this is my first time seeing him, and I just started following his mother. That's what Rena says. And she also said she was talking about this a couple of weeks ago, that she had spent $15,000 on her kid. Lied on her. She spent $15,000 on him on the screen. Courtney, that's his name. You can't buy your way through parenthood. You just can't. So I think that's what she thinks that she could do. Oh, I bought him this, I bought him that. How many rich kids then took their lives and they had it all? Celebrities you've heard that committed suicide and that then had it all. Because that tells you that it's about the mental state. It's about the mental health, the well-being. Materialistic shit don't mean nothing if you are not at peace with yourself. It don't mean nothing. My mama growing up, she took care of us very well. We had everything that we needed, wanted. She was still mommy dearest around that motherfucker though. It wasn't like it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't all peaches and cream. From the outside looking in, it's like, oh yeah, she took care of them kids. What you mean? I had people tell me, I can't see your mama treating you like that. Like, they'll gaslight the fuck out you, make you feel like what you experiencing not even real. And I had to tell people, it ain't what you seen. It ain't what it seemed like. And then I just got to the point where I ain't even give a damn. I started talking my truth, speaking my truth on TikTok. That's how it came out for me. Oh, you say she's been $15,000. She spent $15,000 going to court because he lied on her. It ain't a lie if it's truth. You can't sue nobody for defamation if it's factual. You got to prove that it's a lie. So she did claim that she trying to wait until he actually get money from him doing this TikTok series. That's why I say make sure y'all going over TikTok and finish watching the rest, because I'm not playing the whole series. It's like 50 something parts to it. But she's saying that her lawyer told her she might as well not even sue until he make some money from him telling his truth. Nothing he said is actually going to affect her directly, other than people unsubscribing. You get a new subscriber every day because you want everybody in the world don't know you. So what is he really doing that's affecting her finances? You get what I'm saying? You can't sue nobody just because they telling their truth and you happen to be in their experience. That's just another way to attack him, humiliate him, and to gaslight him. She gonna weaponize the court to do what? To silence him yet again. You've been doing that his whole fucking life. That's why he's speaking out now. She's not gonna get shit from that. Can't, yeah, mad because he making money. Like, what? You let this boy make, you said you don't want to help him. Everything you gave him, you took it back because he disrespectful. You don't like him. Because he part of the LGBT plus community. Let the boy go. Just let him go. Let him be free and let him pop his shit, tell his story, move the fuck on. If it ain't true, why are you retaliating? If it's not true, you know what? If it's not true, I guess we'll just have to see how it turns out for her in court. That means she got documentation to back up what he's saying and rebuttal everything that he says. That means that she has the facts to actually prove that. The fact of the matter is, like he said, he's been to 16 different schools, been to CPS several times. The CPS knows about the boosting, the stealing that she had her kids doing. And if you listen to a person talk long enough, they'll tell you exactly who they is. That's why he say, go back and watch my mama stuff. Go back and watch it for yourself, and you will see. You will see exactly what's been going on. Boss T said, I just had a convo like that with my sisters. I told them about how our dad did me. And they literally tried to gaslight me because he ain't do them like that. I had to call my stepmom to verify. And it's a shame when you have to do that. Somebody tell you they've been abused, believe them. But they just he programmed them so well to the point where they can't see nothing outside of what your father says. And the fact that he physically treated them differently from you. They feel like you was the problem. Well, he ain't treat me like that, so it must have been a you problem, not an us problem, because we got top tier treatment. No, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not my dad. He would never. Bullshit. Right, Lady Justice, you were absolutely right. She said Courtney, the one on the screen, he passed the lie detector test and she didn't. Right, and that's because I think they was questioning about how she sexually assaulted him after she's found out that he was trying to stick a toy up his bottom back in, and she stuck her finger up there allegedly. That's what she said she didn't, but he's saying she did. However it went, they took a lie detector test about it and she failed. She said lie detector test ain't always true. She got an excuse for every damn thing. That's all I hear is excuses. And it seems so simple for her to just be like, you know what? I was wrong. I apologize to my son. But that's tarnished. That's already tarnished because everything has been broadcasted on social media. Everything has been exploited on social media. So I don't see her calling her son up saying, let's talk about it. Let's go to therapy. I want to be better to you. I don't want to argue with you because I promise you that's all it will take. But it seems so hard for a person who doesn't want to take accountability. It really don't take much. It just take an effort. Just that one effort to just be like, you know what? Let me humble myself and really deal with this situation. Shit then got ugly. You know, I'm being dragged all across the internet. Nope. She just stood up even taller, beat her chest even harder. Like, nope, I'm that, you know. And then she go talk to her subscribers, her supporters, or whoever, and they egg her on. They tell her she right. So that ain't helping her. She built a platform off a false sense of self, of who she really is not. And I don't see her humbling herself enough to go get the help that she need when she got thousands and millions of people egging her on to keep going. You know? Just a sad situation. Oh, wait, I was supposed to finish playing that one. Let me see if it's another video.
Men, fuck just black men. Men in general need.
Yeah, he did. I saw some of it, Lady Justice, that he told his story some years ago, but again, I wasn't keeping up with it until now. So I thought that this is definitely a topic that we need to discuss. Had I heard about it some years ago, I probably would have talked about it then, but yeah, I didn't. So
Fucking dated some more young men. Fuck just black men. Men in general need to speak out about being sexually assaulted. More men need to speak out about being sexually assaulted. Sometimes I would have sex and feel less than human by doing something that's human. My life is literally a fucking movie.
yeah. Let me pause that.
The whole and a big indicator that shows my mom has favoritism is the same man who beat my little brother so bad to where he was bleeding. You put in jail, but that same man, you encouraged him to beat me. He beat me so bad, y'all made me stay home from school. My hand, I thought my fucking hand was broken. That's how bruised and purple it was. That man tied together two thick ass sticks, and you encouraged him to beat me. Beat the fuck out of me. My mother had this neighbor named Diamond. Diamond had a younger son that was around the same age as me. He was over at my house in my room, and we were watching TV. While we were watching TV, I was telling him about my rock collection, and he was trying to go in my closet to mess with my rocks. Girl, my room door was in front of my closet, right? When he's trying to go to my closet, I get up so I could run behind the door and block my closet and stand in front of it so he can't get in there. So we behind the door, and I'm telling him, I'm like, stop. Like, no, you can't go in there. You can't, no, don't mess with. Tell me why my mom comes around the motherfucking corner and she comes in my room and she's like, what the fuck y'all in here doing? What the fuck y'all in here doing? We both say nothing. We both are saying nothing. Like, we keep saying like we weren't doing nothing. He was just trying to stop me from going in the closet. She didn't catch either of us in a sexual act or anything. Like, she sat there and berated that little boy and kept asking that little boy over and over and over again. He kept saying no, no, no. She was convinced that he was lying. She was like, if he convinced you to do it, don't be scared. Don't be scared to tell him. Like, she was trying to coerce him into saying that I did this. And she allowed this man to beat me. Like, beat me. She just like blew the whole thing up and literally accused me of doing something with that little boy. And I literally kept telling her, like, no, we was not doing anything. And she was just so fixated on beating me. Like, she didn't give a fuck to hear me out. She always felt like I was lying. Like, even when I told the truth, I was lying. That's why she know me as a liar. Because she never, every time I tried to tell the truth, I got labeled a liar. It was no point with my mama. I never told my mama the truth. Ever. And y'all want to know what's so crazy? My mama did all of that
Shit, I wouldn't tell her ass nothing, truth either. If I'm gonna get beat whether I tell the truth or a lie, shit, I might as well lie. Shit.
The whole time be having sexual encounters with this boy mama.
Ooh.
The whole time. That's why she beat me so bad. She felt like I was doing what she did. That's why she took it out on me so bad. I found out later.
See, projection. She was projecting on her son. That's what narcissists do. Dark triad personality traits and all that shit. They project exactly who they are onto others. So here she is trying to make it seem like her son, because she already feel like he came out as bisexual or he's gay or whatever the case is. He got his friend over that's a male. You see them behind the door trying to stop his friend from getting something out the closet, but to you it looked like something else was going on. Whole time you smashing that same boy mama. The nerve.
Her and that boy mama was doing stuff on the low. So to have all this hatred towards me for living a different lifestyle, girl, you a bulldagger.
Ooh. He's like, he's about, girl, you a bulldagger.
She was.
Yeah, it's funny for that one. That's funny right there. You say, damn, his life been a lot, man. Yep. And he say he still got so much more to tell. He say bulldog. Oh my goodness. He's a funny one. He is, child. It's just so much to unravel within our community, y'all. It's so much. Like, we just naturally, funny people, comical people. We make jokes out of every fucking thing, but it's very traumatizing. Like, this shit is traumatizing. So I got my TikTok pulled up here, y'all, and I will be careful with some stuff that I share, but
Turn on me with your grandma. I said you go die and you with that fucking on them niggas. I said you go die. That's what I said. All the niggas you with too.
look how that boy ran across the screen. So she said to him, if y'all can't hear, she was saying that she told him, and she has said this recently, that she told him that he was going to die of AIDS because he was out here having multiple sexual encounters. And I do know at one point he was saying that he was an escort or whatever the case was. But what she need to realize is he wouldn't have been doing that shit if he didn't feel like he had to do that shit. If he had, he felt like he had to sell his body or do whatever the fuck he was doing, because look what he got to deal with. So in this video here, she was pretty much on live on Facebook, because like he say, she on live all the time. All of this shit is documented. And she attacked him for him feeling a way about what she said about him dying to AIDS because of his lifestyle choice.
Turn on me with your grandma. I said you go die and you with that fucking on them niggas. I said you go die. That's what I said. All the niggas you with too.
You can hear him crying in the background, something crazy in the background, just hysterical.
Work for it. I wanted to give it to me because I have gave him so much and I have done so much for him. So it's like I want it given to me. I don't want to work for it. And it's like, they get mad because I'm bringing up God. I'm like, you bitches is really evil over here.
So if you see, if you didn't know who she was, this is who she is. This is Latrese Allen, who built her entire platform on exploiting her children, per her son's words. But if you go look at some of her content, you will see what I mean, or see what he mean anyway.
Because I can sit on here and go back and forth with y'all to argue, and then I have to look back and say, dang, God, I ain't being a bigger person because I'm going back and forth with them. And you know, we going to go back and forth because they be saying some very mean stuff and some very harsh shit. And it's like, okay, then I have to go ahead and just block them. So I've been blocking everybody. I probably blocked about 200 of them. And all they keep is like, oh, you need to heal. You and your son need to heal. Or you just need to take accountability. One thing about y'all, see, they forget we all was kids one. So, right, we all have to take accountability. He need to take accountability too. You know, I took accountability for a lot of things. I did a lot of wrong as a child. But I also was mistreated and I was abused so many ways. But I did things too that wasn't necessary. You know what I'm saying? To people. So you got to take your accountability when you out there doing things, you know what I'm saying? When he out there doing stuff in school and things like that, and did stuff to his siblings that he ain't had no business doing. I could get on here and make up lies like he make up lies. I could say, oh, he touched one of his brothers and know that'll be a lie because he never touched them sexually.
Well, don't say that.
I could have lied and told y'all that and made them say he did. The lie like he lied. But I would never teach my kids to do that. Kathy, honey, that motherfucker evil. And you got to understand that family and your children can be evil. Work for it. I wanted to give it to me because I have gave him so much. And
Yeah, I just think that she just lost any little bit of love that she might have had left for him. I think it's
you know, it's
demolished.
Last temporary, so it is what it is. You ain't got to worry about that. Where you at? In your room? Come on out here so you can see the car. Yeah, you already heard. Yeah.
So this is back in August 2021, and this is where she went to buy Courtney a car. And then she wound up taking the car back. He said, in fact, she wound up selling the car. She got rid of it. She didn't want to, you know, that's why he said she give him shit and take it away from her, take it away from him.
See what his reaction gonna be. My girl coming around. Let's see what his reaction gonna be. Now go. Why didn't you just? Now I come in that way. Courtney better come on. Obi. Now you good. You need to come on. He probably already know. He already know. I got him online. Uh-huh. what that is? So 2022. Yeah. Yeah. Look at the paper. I mean, what it will be. 2022. So this is for you to use to take care of business and go harder. I raised you better than that. Take what you learned from me when I taught you how to hustle. Put that in your life. God know the truth. You got to get up off your ass and stop thinking these people going through it just like you going through it. You want to keep bringing up, oh, my life, what you've been through. Child, you finna be 21. Get up off your ass and go get it. Stop smoking that weed. It's messing with you, baby. It's messing with your mental. It's keeping you from functioning right. You keep my goddamn name out your mouth. Tell these people how I helped you after the fact that you dogged me to the world. I wouldn't have dare came back to my mama if she did the things you said I did to you. I wouldn't have came back to my mama. Baby, I would have went outside and slept on the road. I would have been out there with the homeless people before I come and be around my mama that I told the world did something to me. You literally, I gave you my apartment in Atlanta. You dogged that out. You didn't clean up. You smoked your weed. I went up there and cleaned up and paid somebody to help me. Your siblings helped me. I gave you a place to stay down here 5 months ago at my house. You wouldn't even get up and help me clean up. But you smoked your weed. You was all fine and dandy with that. Stop trying to come to this internet, Courtney, with your problems and get up off your ass and go harder. Don't last at all.
He told the story about her sticking her finger, where, but I don't know if he took it off the playlist or what. But I don't remember him saying, let me check real quick before we get up off here. Because I feel like he talked about it in the playlist. But let me look, let's search for it.
I was passing candy out. And bitch, I came home and I shared some candy with the family. And my mama asked me, where you get this candy from? And I told her, I'm like, oh, my friend gave me some Jolly Ranchers or whatever. He had a big bag. Just lying. Just lying. I just lied. Just lied. Rolled right off the tongue. A lie. So I think I'm in the clear, right? I think like 2-3 days go by. Mm-hmm. 2-3 days go by. Mm-hmm. Right? And boom. I'm like, come here, Courtney. Maybe she was gone when I got home from school. She come home with my cousins, Imani and Leah. And she like walking in the room. And she like, come here, Courtney. So I'm like, okay. I don't think nothing of it, right? I come in the motherfucking room. The bell already in her head. She said, why you stole that candy from that teacher? I said, what? I used to love playing stupid. My mama is not lying. I used to lie to her every chance I got. Boo. I ain't want no ass for all I did was lie to my mama. I lied, boo. All I did was lie. She called me a compulsive liar. She not lying. I lied to her motherfucking ass. That's why I got no issue telling the truth. Bitch, I used to be lying out of fear. Girl, my mama used to be, my mama there, bitch, tell the truth. You got your ass whooped. Tell the truth. She putting it on motherfucking Facebook. My mama ain't give me the space to feel comfortable to tell the truth. I'm telling y'all, if I felt comfortable telling the truth, she would have knew the truth. Bitch, I'm telling y'all. A bitch ain't just lie for fun and giggles. I ain't want no ass whooping. I did not want my ass towed up. I was stealing because my mama had us running out of motherfucking stoves. Bitch, all I knew was to steal. My mama had us running out of stoves with baskets full of shit. Like, we was boosting. Girl, all I knew was steal, no matter what.
Why you make it a song? But damn, how did she get mad at the boy for stealing when that's what she taught them how to do?
It was like she would whoop my ass for it, but it's like, you taught me this. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, Miss Sexy Ray.
Yeah, it was confusing, boo. It was really a high stress moment for me. Rashana Jackson is going crazy with sharing this live, and I must appreciate her and shout out her. We gotta meet our goal with the tiny diamonds.
You say you can tell by her aura. Boss T, he said, I do remember seeing some of her videos, right? I remember once I seen it too, I'm like, damn, I never would have thought that was his mama. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Because I like his content because he's funny. As you could tell, he makes me laugh. So I just, I followed him on TikTok, but I didn't realize until I looked it up myself. Like, oh my goodness, I did not know that was his mama, and that's who he was talking about. But you knew they gonna have a story to tell. Okay, most kids who grow up like that, they always have a story to tell. And his mother does have a big following on Facebook and YouTube. But I was about to look for he was talking about his mama. Oh, let's see. Does it seem like, did he take the video down?
My shit wide open. My shit wide open. Bitch, I had me leaking all over my motherfucking cousin Mika floor. I will never forget that shit. I think she asked my cousin to go get the keys, and when he was walking up, I just grabbed the keys from him, and I handed them to her. And
his TikTok is, he has 2 TikToks. One of them is Big Killa Kenz, I think, and the other one is Killa Kenz. Killa Kenz. I got it in the title of this live, so y'all can just go look it up and really just go down this rabbit hole because it gets deep. Say 3 years ago, he said, what's the 6? Okay. Yeah.
My shit wide open. Bitch, I had me leaking all over my motherfucking cousin Mika floor.
So let me show y'all one of his mama skits that she did. Not this, but let me see what this is talking about.
But that ain't our story, baby. What are you a virgin? Yeah. And what do you do in school? Like, what is your grade? What grade? What are you? What do you get? What's
It's her daughter.
Okay, and how many referrals you got in your life in school? Okay, well, really one, but you were gonna say none. I mean, have you got into any fights in school? Do you get bullied in school? She's a great child, baby. We just doing act.
No, she made this video right here after she made her daughter act in a video where she was claiming that her daughter had got pregnant. Mind you, her daughter is like 12 or 13.
What you want to be when you grow up? And what's I got we ain't gonna say what school, but how long you been saying you want to be a doctor? She talks so low, talk loud. When you was a baby, but she been saying it since she was little. She want to be a doctor, and that's something she been saying. And I said when I was little, I want to be an actress, and I want to be a singer, and I want to do comedy. True, but that ain't.
But it's a skit that she did. I'm gonna see if it's on TikTok. Otherwise, we have to go over to YouTube. Okay, this is the one she did about her son. It seems like it's about her son. This was on 7/13. This was July 13th, around that time. So.
Why is you messing with my dush? Let me tell you one thing. You ain't got no business using my dush right there in your record. This ain't for you. Now, I know you out there getting your something or doing something, and I don't know if you got a little bacteria right there, but this is my board acid dish. This for my stuff, okay? Not for yours, right there. Now, what you need to do, if you need a dish to clean right there, you need to go get a colony and let them people put some in and clean whatever you got back there. And if you got some bacteria back there, you need to go to the doctor and let them cure you. And stop letting them boys put that back there. Because you ain't finna keep messing with this. This is mine. I only got one. You done took that other one. You're going to go in there one day and mess with it. And I'm going to put something else in it. And it's going to tear it up back there. Leave my stuff alone. This is for my stuff. Not for your booty, where you duke it from. You ain't got no business even using this. You gonna push the dookie back up. So stop using my dish. And don't be letting them boys put that stuff out there. And you won't be going through what you're going through. But go on and get your colony. I can schedule you one. And they can clean all that dookie that's up there that's stuck. You must be gonna let somebody ram bam thank you ma'am back there and then pushed it. Or whatever. But don't use my shit no more. Now I ain't gonna tell you no more. And you need to get up and clean up, and your nasty ass ain't clean up and all that there. And that boy came over here looking for you. I don't know why he keep coming over. If you don't like him, tell him. And I hope you've been bringing him a pill. Because your room smell like booty. Clean up behind yourself with your nasty ass. And stop messing with them boys if they got your booty stank.
He said that something happened to her daughter's version. No, I think it was a skit. A lot of times it be skits, but it just be inappropriate skits, you know.
I'm telling y'all, I goes through a lot doing her hair. And me being a single mom, I'm just trying to do, get her cute. I'm not the best hair doer, but I'm doing the best I can. And I got arthritis in my hands now, y'all. So she got to bear with me, you know what I'm saying? And it's girls that do hair and stuff like that. And I want to take her over there, but I'd rather for people to come and do her hair here. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather for people to come do her hair at my house or whatever. Because, kids bad, they like to do stuff, and people molesting people. It's just so much going on in the world, and it's scary. So that's why I like my kids to be home. Well, my daughter, because my boys, I take them to the haircut shop, barber shop. But, like, her is hard. She's crying. She's fussing, because she don't like to get her hair did. And I try not to be as tight as I am, because I am very tight. I'm very rough at times. So I'm trying to make something up. I'm doing it with ponytail. Y'all better not laugh at me. I'm going to show y'all the how I do once I get off of here. I'm going to, show y'all a little something. But I'm just trying to get it going. It's not easy. It's not easy. Having a daughter and having arthritis in your fingers. Because I used to do unit class. I was bad back in my days now. But now, you know what I'm saying? This is hard. This is hard. You know what I'm saying? And she's crying and fussing. And she got thick hair. She got my hair. And I told her, I said, you got my hair. You mixed with Chinese and African American, and she still got some thick hair. You would think she'll have some mixture in there, but her daddy ain't even got no good hair. So, we just, right now, Lord Jesus, help me get my baby together. And we're going to go out to eat for Labor Day, have us a good time, family time. So I'm trying to get her cute, y'all. And don't pick at my hairdo now, because listen, this is a rainbow world hairdo. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming up with something to make her look cute while we go out to eat, and then the little girls is picking out of y'all, she said last week, because she had a ponytail. So why would you want, to wear a ponytail by herself? So the little evil, people picking at people and stuff, and I don't want nobody picking at my baby, so what I'm going to do, I'm doing ponytails to make it quick and simple. I'm doing the ponytail. Is that pretty? You know what I'm saying? You think that pretty? It's different, and she finna probably cry. Don't cry, baby. Please don't cry right here. You know, she be fussing at me, and it is what it is. But all I want to know is, why you always fussing when I do your hair? I don't want to be right here and stink. What stink? You trying to say I stink? And smell. Really, I'm about to go bathe in a minute. You ain't gonna smell me too long, baby. I'm finna finish your hair. I ain't that bad now. Come on now. You ain't got to do me like that now, really. You ain't got to do me like that. I'm gonna smell you and change you and pepper and all that stuff. You ain't got to do me like that. I know, I know I'm right, but it ain't that bad down there. You just did me wrong now. You did me wrong, but you got that. You did me wrong. You could have been told me if you smell something. You could have been told me you smell something. But we are almost done now. You don't let me go this long doing your hair. I'm sorry. Oh, these are kids these days. They're gonna tell you how they feel.
I don't know. Maybe she thought she really was doing a good thing. Allowing her kids, cause she say her kids like to act and they like to, be involved in her skits and things like that. But
Taking her to the shelter, y'all. Okay, it don't matter what you want to do. You don't run the show. You don't listen.
Oh, you can't hear that one that good. Hold on.
Taking her to the shelter, y'all. Okay, it don't matter what you want to do. You don't run the show. You don't listen.
That's the one when she's saying she's taking her daughter to the shelter. It's been said that they call, like a girls' home, the shelter where they from. So I think they in either Atlanta or Florida or something like that. So it's not like a shelter style like you would naturally think, like with just random people and grown people. And she only just barely a teenager.
Occasion they did as much as you done did to go here. It's like I what? How'd I hate you? No, it ain't no I hate you. I'm tired of talking to you. You don't listen to me, and the next step gonna be CPS because I'm gonna have to put my hands on you because you don't listen. You're being too disrespectful and being grown on the internet, and I done told you enough is enough. This is where I had to come when I was being bad. It ain't I don't hate you. I love you, and I want what's best for you. And I pray you learn from this.
I ain't gonna let the whole thing play, but y'all just go ahead and check it out on TikTok. And we'll probably revisit this topic because I still think it's very important that we talk about this as a community because it's happening in real time with a lot of people. It's so many people that don't talk about the things that they go through dealing with toxic family and things like that. So definitely follow me on TikTok while you at it. When you go check it out on TikTok, that's my TikTok on the screen. But it was a specific one that I was looking for, but I don't know. I can't remember what it was I was supposed to be looking for, y'all. But it's getting late, and I'm about ready to get up off here. Y'all have a good, big, beautiful day on purpose. And I will talk to y'all later. I'll probably be live in a couple of days or so. Peace, y'all.